welcome to the Absolute Football Podcast, Absolutely Lower League, the show dedicated to everything from the EFL Championship, League One, League Two, Vanarama National League, Vanarama National League North and South, and the FA Trophy this week. And hopefully as well, if we do have Chris, yes, we do have him in the chat, he will be giving us some FA Cup updates as well. So I weren't doing the graphics for them and doing them live, so we'll have to have Mr. Viddy Print himself. But of course, Happy New Year to everyone as well. I hope you all had a lovely Christmas too. Of course, I'm not alone. I brought some pals with me. And as much as I love my usual pals who make this show, we've got someone very, very special. Yeah. Marcus, how are you and how's your week been?
Very good, thank you. Thank you for having me on. I'm looking forward to talking. Yeah, no, I'm a bit ill, but we're all good. We're cracking on.
And for anybody who doesn't know, who do you support?
I unfortunately support Hull City. It's not great, but we crack on. It's not great at all, but we're happy.
And just off air as well, we were talking about the stuff that you are doing at the moment. So do you want to give some of our viewers a little bit of an insight to everything that you're doing, the amazing work that you're doing as well?
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, I run for mental health. I like to put my body through daft things to raise money and awareness for mental health. Yeah, it's very difficult sometimes, but I'm very grateful for the support, and yeah, to spread the awareness for something that needs to be spoke about more is such a big thing, and I'm very grateful to be able to do that.
I think, you know what, you're such an inspirational person, and for someone who literally, I don't know why I'm getting emotional now. This is how proud I am of you. I think for somebody at 16 years old to not only have to go through the things that you've been through, to then put that, channel that into doing what you're doing, and go through some of the like Charlotte gets trolling, but my god boy, you get some serious trolling. And I just think for you to go through all of that, like, look at that little smile on your face, like you're going through things, you're being so positive, and I just think you're just such an inspirational person, and just carry on doing what you're doing.
Genuinely, thank you very much.
You're still a loser though.
All of that, but thank you so much. That means a lot. Yeah, it was lovely to meet you at the awards. You're a legend, and I'm very grateful to be here.
I was literally just thinking before, I was like, I'm sure we've met this lad before. It's that piston running around celebrating when we won.
You jumping on that stage is one of the funniest things I have seen. But Marcus, you've got some challenges coming up, haven't you? Do you want to talk about them?
Yeah, so at some point in the next few months, I'm going to be attempting to run 6 marathons in 6 different continents in 6 weeks, all for mental health, which will be very tough, going around the world in different conditions, different cultures, and on my own, which will be probably the toughest part. But yeah, all to raise awareness and money for mental health. And then, yeah, next summer I've got a few different plans I want to do. I don't want to say anything until it's definitely finalised with the sponsor, but yeah, I want to break a few world records and do a few daft things, but why not? It's fun. We live and we learn.
I love that.
And I'm just the only one thinking this, by the way. Like 6, is it 6 in 8 marathons in 6 continents? Did you say, or 6 in 6?
6 marathons in 6 different continents in 6 weeks.
Can I just say, it's amazing what you're doing as well, but I'm sure everyone else is thinking this. You mad bastard. Like, that is going the extreme, like, isn't it? Like, I'm getting worn. I'm just thinking about it, mate. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it'll be tough, but I think anything's possible if you put your mind to it.
100%, yeah.
Especially like challenges. You see people doing some mad things, and you look 20 years ago, people have thought it'd be impossible, but things are there to be broken, and yeah, I'd love to do some mad challenges in the future.
Do you know what? I remember watching your social media when you were going through your first marathon, and I remember thinking, bloody hell, like that's a mad thing to be doing. Yeah. I know you've lost a lot of weight as well, but Like,
No, thank you.
I feel like that first marathon, the kind of message that I personally took from it is that your mind sometimes says that you can't do something, but your body is more than capable. So I suppose the message to take is just to continue to believe in yourself.
Yeah, 100%. Thank you very much. I like to think it other way around. If you say you can do it, your body will push through it. So you always have to have that mindset of you can do it.
Love that. Did anyone else then, when Claire said that, I got in her head, my mind's telling me no. Sorry, as soon as you said it, I was like, that's the first thing that came into my head. I do have these moments, so I do apologise, Marcus. Whatever I'm thinking, I blurt out of my mouth. But of course, we do have the usual team. And Ben, how are you? And how's your week been? I've missed you all.
Oh, no, I've missed you too, Char. Don't worry about that.
Aw, that lie.
Yeah, no, it's been in and out this week, but we see what's going on. But yeah, no, I'll tell you what, obviously I better have my say as well. Like, I think it's brilliant what you're doing, Marcus. Like, I mean, I'm a big advocate for mental health awareness and everything like that as well. I've had my own difficulties in the last 3 or 4 years and everything like that. Still ongoing. But you know what? Like, what way to raise awareness by doing some, as Anne said, just some really, really tough.
Thank you. Keep going, man.
But do you know what though? It's amazing what you're doing, and I really do have huge admiration for what you're doing right now.
Thank you so much, and I'm always there if you need anything, man. You are very much loved. You're a legend.
I'm probably feeling the love tonight, guys. You're going to make me cry. In a good way, don't get me wrong. And the only person who loves going to Rochdale, apart from me, obviously, for the football. We had a conversation off air for more context, people in the chat. How are you and how's your week been?
Yeah, pretty apart from the weather, I'm all right. I don't like falling over outside of my own house, which I've done so twice this week.
I've got a ring doorbell.
Luckily, I've not got a ring doorbell, so it wasn't on any cameras or anything like that. But yeah, I'm all right. Yeah, few issues family wise, but I'm good. So we'll be fine. We'll be fine.
Claire.
The quiet one in the corner.
The quiet one. How are you and how's your week been?
Yeah, I'm good. Really busy with work. I'm on call right now, so if I disappear. No, yeah, really good. Started inspired by little Marcus. Started back on my own health kick that I was doing last year. So, yeah, I expect to be skinny by 6 weeks' time. It's all right.
I'm 4 days in and I'm already fuming now. I'm not twig. I'm joking. I'm at that stage where I'm enjoying it at the minute. Don't get me wrong, I'm getting a little bit hungry and stuff, and I've still got quite a lot of chocolate from Christmas, but I'm at that stage where I'm kind of raring to go. It's just this weather. This is the kind of weather where I'm like, oh, I don't want to do it, but I do want to feel better.
I think I'm going to buy a treadmill, and Sam keeps trying to talk me out of it, but
come mine, I've got one.
Yeah, we've got one as well. Yeah,
got a pink one.
I want to get a treadmill basically because now it's like this week Sam's on a late, I'm stuck in the house, I can't go out, so I can either work, which I seem to do a lot of, or watch the telly, getting a few steps in, couldn't I?
Love it. Love that.
Marcus is coming run a 10K with me next week. I can't run 5 steps. How are you, Shah?
I'm good, thank you. I'm actually really good. Really good. And someone who we've not spoke to last but not least, Jen, how are you and how's your week been?
I'm all right. I'm doing good. I'm really good this week. Chelsea on Saturday. Absolutely buzzing right now. Generally can't wait to get down there on Saturday morning though. But yeah, it's going all right at the minute. It's going all right. We're winning games, and that's what counts at the
Love
minute.
that. I love that. I mean, come on, Luke. Really? Did you really have to mention this? Could you not pretend you're eating carrots or something?
You can eat chocolate and lose weight anyway.
No, I know.
To be fair, though,
like
we've all like seen Luke on here, haven't we? If he loses another pound, we'll have to file a missing persons report. You know what I mean? He's not the biggest lad in the world, is he? Bless him.
Oh, we love
Oh,
him.
Graham's eating a curry. What kind of curry are you eating, Graham? That's the big news. Never mind football.
I feel like
Graham got?
The curry that you pick is something that you can be judged on. If you eat a korma.
It's not a curry, is it? A
No.
korma's not a curry.
That's the only Indian food I like is chicken korma.
Yeah, I'm the same. I feel like I'm being attacked.
Try and chat now, Claire. Try and chat now.
Well, I'm still going to judge you. Awkward.
New Year, same Claire.
Yeah.
And we love her. And of course, have you seen that? Oh yay, nothing that like more than being judged.
But like, this is the weird one. He doesn't like curry and or gravy on his chips.
I don't do gravy on chips either. Must be
No,
something.
I'm
I can't do gravy
Oh,
on chips.
Ben, I'm sorry.
Gravy
You've
on
been
everything.
demoted now.
Oh.
You know what?
Hey, what difference does that
Been
make? Have I been demoted to the bottom level?
Yeah.
Poor Jen. What's Jen done to deserve being down
Jen's
there?
done nothing. Jen's done nothing. Claire.
You'll be the centre of attention now.
Yeah. But of course, we do actually have to talk football, don't we? As much as it's been brilliant not talking football, we do. And oh, Johnny, really? Come on, lad. Come on, lad. You're talking to a northerner here.
To be fair, Charlotte, I saw your your dinner that you had yesterday without gravy, and I felt sorry for you. I cried for you.
Yeah.
I hated it.
Yeah,
I hated it.
That's like, what on earth is that?
I was thinking next time I'm just gonna put a little bit on or something. Not really. It was dry as anything.
What's happened?
Well, Sharp
I
put a picture on. Was it on Twitter? Wasn't it? Of a nice dinner that she made. Instagram. So a nice dinner that she made without any gravy on.
I know.
Bless her.
I actually cried while I was making it. I was like,
Why can't you have
the worst thing was my kids, because I was doing my calorie counting and stuff. And then I just thought, I won't have gravy. And anyway, my kids had homemade pie, mash, and gravy. And I'm there with chicken and vegetables.
Oh, no.
I know. I felt so. I'm glad everyone else feels sorry for me, because I felt sorry for myself. We do have to talk football. I want to say hi to everybody in the chat as well. I'm a bit behind with the comments because of the conversation, so I'm saying hi now. I won't bring all your hello comments up, but hello, we can see you, and thank you so much again for coming in as always. But you know what? We're going to start with some Hull chat. Marcus, talk to us about Hull. How's the season going so far? If you want to talk about Hull, that is.
It's going. You
can swear if you want.
Well, we're just last season 7th. You know, like we were about 1.2 points off playoffs, and now we're third bottom. It's not going great, really, but we still have belief. We sacked our manager. We brought in Ruben Sellers from Reading. Everything seems, positive at the moment. It's
amazing manager he is.
Yeah, we're just trying to find a rhythm, but it's hard. We're trying to sign 8 players in January. We need results quick. It's all good gelling a team together, but there's only 4 or 5 months left of the season, which is mad to think about, but there's not long now. We need to crack down, and it's the crunch time of the season. I'm just, hoping we do well, but I think our only aim now is survival, which is sad to say, really, after everything the last few years, but that's football.
Do you think that sacking Rossignol was a mistake?
Oh, yeah, 100%. He was an incredible manager, young, promising, had everything going for him. Players wanted to play for him. and we had a style, we had an identity for once. I know when he was sacked, teams like Sunderland and I think was it Bristol wanted him, and it's like you can see why. He's such a promising manager, and it was only going to get better. You know, if we kept playing his style of football, gelling together, signing players, it was only a matter of time until we get into the playoffs. But that's football, you know. We make rash decisions and it bounces back.
Yeah. You had a good draw at the weekend, though, didn't you?
Oh yeah, I was meant.
Did us a massive favour, to be fair. I was so happy.
Happy. 3-1 down. 3-1 down. You thought game was done, and then Meslier has a stinker, and we're back in, and it's brilliant. And Abu Kamara, who'd just been slandered in the news recently for commenting under a Portsmouth player's post saying he misses him, and all the fans were against him. He goes and scores 2 and shushes the crowd. And in a sense, you know, you could be annoyed about that, but I think it's brilliant. It's redemption, and I think we need players that won't fight and have a bit of that mentality of to go and prove everyone wrong. And hopefully now, after a big point against our rivals, we can crack on and win some games, which would be nice, really. I haven't seen a win at home for about 6 months. Not being ideal.
To be fair, like I watched, obviously we've played each other early on in the season, and I was quite taken aback of how low down the league Hull works. I thought it was a really good game, really close. It took like a wonder goal to separate the sides. I thought, these will be all right, and then thinking like a few weeks later, look, the team's like, Christ, the second off bottom, and the manager had been sacked and stuff like that. But I mean, Sellers will turn it around. He is a crap, and what they've done, I think, which is fantastic. He works well with very little in his arsenal. You know what he did with Reading was phenomenal, and he's going into the same situation, because Hull had put a lot of eggs in the basket of going up last season, which hence why Rossini didn't get the sack. It didn't quite work out, but they were operating at a massive loss, weren't they? So you were bound to take it on the chin this season, but fingers crossed you guys could stay up. Like I see, there's a hell of a favour last week.
No, I think a lot of the players believe that they are better than where they are in the table. I mean, we have lost a lot of players since last season, but we've also kept a lot as well. And really, I feel our squad is good enough to push for at least mid-table. Blooming heck, it sounds sad saying that after last season, but yeah, that's the problem. It's a risky take getting players like Fabio Carvalho on loan in January, Anas Sarori from Burnley. Blooming heck, it's sad talking about players we had, and now they're in Premier League smashing it. I don't know how we are in the division we are, and I don't know why we are in the bottom.
There's still a long way to go though as well. Like, if you put a really good run together, then there's no reason why you can't go and challenge up for the playoffs. But I think when you get a result like you did against Leeds, that's really not expected, I feel like sometimes that can be a turning point in your season. So hopefully that happens for you.
Yeah.
Oh, hopefully. But that's football. Who knows? It's just one of those. I mean, having an FA Cup game straight bang in the middle of it isn't great. We've got a honking draw. Got Doncaster at home, but it's one of those.
Could have had Stoke at home.
We've got Crystal Palace away on Sunday.
Yeah, that's the FA Cup though. It's either brilliant or it's a waste of time. But
exactly.
We're a load of crap and we're not in it. Shock.
Look at Ben and Jen down the bottom there. Ben's team went on a hell of a run last year. Jen's got Chelsea to make it. He's making marks. That shit.
Just still on Hull as well. Do you reckon you'll recruit anyone in the January transfer window? Have you been linked with anyone? Any outgoings or?
Yeah. Well, we haven't confirmed it, but our main reporter said Matt Crooks from he used to play for Middlesbrough.
Yeah.
He's in. We're linked to Joseph Geldout from Leeds, which is honking. I don't want our Leeds player at the club, but there you go. He might help. We've had a few rumours. Ryan Giles is probably way too good to be in a bottom 3 team. He was the best left back in the Championship.
Who else have you been linked with?
Is it
Am I missing someone?
Louis Barry.
Oh yeah, Yeah. I mean, I don't think we'll get him, I'll be honest. I think Derby or Leeds have got more chance than we do, but we'll soon see. No, he's a quality player. I'd love him at the club, but it's a weird one. We've got a lot of players that could leave. We could be playing Northampton.
He's a Northampton fan.
It'd probably be
backing him
accurate
up.
that strong because it'd be a win.
We always do it. We always draw against a lower league team, field our youth team, and get battered. It's just one of those. It's an endless cycle. I don't think we've got past the first round in FA Cup for 4 years. And then we got to the second round 4 years ago. So it's not exactly brilliant. Not second round. You know what I mean? Like,
I know what you mean.
First game of competition, yeah.
You know what? Great. But we stay positive.
You could do it.
Anybody else want to ask anything about Hull?
Well, I was just about to say, how I'm so flabbergasted how you're doing so bad when you've got Mason Burstow at the club. I've got to be honest though, he scored a belter a couple of weeks ago, and then one of the goals on Saturday, he puts a hell of a ball. He couldn't kick a ball for us last season. He was awful.
Do you know what? He's actually been one of our best players this season. He puts in a big effort. Him and Casey Palmer have been fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
I think he just needed a home to settle. I think at Chelsea it was always going to be difficult to get into the first team. But now he's, found a home. Hopefully now he can kick on. But we've got a very good team. We've got 2 or 3 strikers ahead of him. But, we've got João Pedro. I don't know whether you remember João Pedro from about 4 years ago. Not the Brazilian one, but the Italian player.
No, I know him, yeah.
30, 40 goals, played for Italy, represented Brazil years ago. And, now we've got him. He's 38 or whatever, but he's still probably our best player at the club, just in terms of ability. And you look at the team we've got, shouldn't be where we are. I mean, players like Ryan Giles and, João Pedro, Casey Palmer, even to an extent, shouldn't be battling for relegation. It's a weird one. Especially, I don't know whether you know Liam Miller, who was at Preston last season.
Yeah.
He's good for a top 6 team. Him, Charlie Hughes from Wigan. It's a good team. And I think if we had everyone fit, and we started the season now with Ruben Sellers, we could be pushing top 10, top 8. But that's football. And we've seen it last season with Birmingham. They just sort of, always think, we're not going to go down. It'll go down to the last game, and then they do. So I just pray we don't do a Birmingham.
Do you think, though, because you've acted quick and got rid of the manager and brought, Sellers in before January, get a few players in, you're looking at what Luton have done. Luton have sat Edwards doing. Edwards probably could have gone 3 or 4 months ago, considering how bad Luton have been. And there's going to be teams down there. There's always a team that gets sucked down as well. You look I think Stoke will get dropped in because I know they beat us over Christmas, but they are such a poor side, really poor team. And getting you kind of getting your house in order before January is very important. So I think he's slowly turning it around, isn't he? And that result, I think Claire mentioned before, that result against Leeds is class, and it's just that thing to kick on.
Yeah, it's a weird one. Because we play really, really well, but then it's like against Middlesbrough, we played 94 minutes. We were fantastic, managed to get a 0-0, and then they score a 95th minute winner. And it's just it kills you. We play really well. We build a good team. We try and find a style of play, and then it crumbles. But it's difficult. We'll see. Are you all right, Claire?
Sorry, I have.
We just this a lot.
Look at this though. It moves on its own.
Usually she goes,
I apologise.
Oh, it's all right. I was just wondering what was going on.
I just think it's really weird that it moves.
This is how we won the Football Content Award, just by Claire doing that. Oh, funny. But yeah, as Anne did mention, and there's a lot of talk in the chat as well, a certain somebody did get sacked from Luton. They have parted ways. But yeah, Mr. Rob Edwards, what does everybody think on that? I'll come to you first, Marcus. What do you think on the Rob Edwards sacking? Do you think it was time for him to obviously part ways with them?
Yeah, I think it's difficult because a team like Luton never was expected to go to the Premier League. And any manager that takes a team like that to the Premier League it's always going to be difficult to let him go. But we've seen it before with teams. You can't hold sentimental reasons. It's football. And unfortunately, with the team they've got, they are down fighting. And a team like Luton, with the players they do have, should have ability to go top 6. I mean, I had them like 4th this season. I thought they'd, invested well, didn't buy too many silly players that wouldn't, stick with them if they went down. And I thought that they'd, bounce straight back up, but it's difficult. I think Rob Edwards is a great manager, but Luton need something now and need something to start building again, because their sort of aim was to get back up, and it's just not going to happen.
Yeah, I completely agree. I'm going to go to all of you as well. Jen, Rob Edwards. Rob Edwards.
I'm grieving.
What do you think? Do you think it was time for him to go? I know we've mentioned it a couple of times, haven't we, on this podcast?
Yeah, it's difficult because we all love him and he's done amazing things for Luton, like taking him to the Premier League. Something like that is just an amazing achievement, not just for him, but for the fans, for the club, for everyone involved. So I think his time was coming, because obviously it wasn't going strong in the Championship, but at the same time it is sad to see him go, because he is such a lovely, lovely guy, and he really did do amazing things for Luton. It's just like, it's so sad when you really like a manager and they get sad and you just like, just want to give you a hug. You don't know who I am, but I just want to give you a hug.
I feel like kind of what, other than, the obvious appeal of women that is obvious every time Luton ever put a tweet out with Rob Edwards on it, I feel like one thing that won him over to a lot of people was how he dealt with Tom Lockyer and what happened with him. Obviously, there was 2 occasions where he had a cardiac arrest on the pitch, but I feel like the scenes after that Bournemouth match, scenes that a lot of people saw, and they saw the way that he walked around the pitch and what it done in terms of the effect it had on him. And I feel like with that circumstance, it kind of got him a lot of fans from a lot of different teams. But at the end of the day, like Marcus said, you can't keep sentiment in football, and you don't sort of keep growing if you carry on doing the same thing, because it's pretty clear at this time it's not working. So it's sad. It was right.
Again, kind of, what everyone else is saying. Lovely bloke. Did brilliantly getting them up. Did brilliantly in the Premier League. Had Everton, Forest not had the points deductions, they would have been relegated comfortably, and they were relegated comfortably, really. But this season, it hasn't been good enough. And the problem is with Luton, the problem is with Rob Edwards, he hasn't got plan B.
No,
and they've tried to go up again on what made them so good when they went up the last time was shithousing people. I don't know what that is, by the way. Not me.
It's not me because I muted myself.
It's literally them trying to shithouse people, and it hasn't worked. So for me, I'm not surprised. I wouldn't have been surprised when I think we beat them, then they lost just after when we beat them. I thought he would have gone then. I think it's a little bit too late. Because the thing is, when you're Luton's owners, and they're getting a new stadium soon, aren't they, as well? So they obviously won't be doing all that. The last thing that they need as a football club is to drop them down another division into League One, doing the double drop. And trust is coming from, a fan of a club that's done it. It is not easy to get out of that league. It's so difficult. And you look at, there's so many teams now in League One, and Clare can be, the kind of the parapet of that, the Stockports of this world, the Wrexhams of this world, Wickham, who are doing so well, Birmingham, obviously, who are going to go up. But you look at how competitive that league is now and how competitive that's going to be in a couple of years. It is catching up the Championship a little bit. So it'll be difficult for Luton to come out of there. especially if they're not spending boatloads of money on players. I do feel sorry for them, I do, but for me, I think it's probably warranted. And their away form this year has been horrendous. I think they've won 2 games in 2024 away from home. Something along those lines. It's not good enough. It just isn't, and that's football, as Marcus has said. That's football. It is what it is.
Ben,
he's sort of a victim of his own success, really. You know, Rob's like he done. Everyone's already said. You know, he's done an absolutely amazing job. You know, there you think where they've come from. He sort of continued the good work that the likes of Nathan Jones had done, and John Still as well. You know, taken back from the National League all the way up to the Premier League, and like Anne said, yeah, look, they were relegated comfortably. But the thing is, like for me, is I thought they were actually competitive. They did give a few of those teams in that league a big scare. And they were probably maybe with a few players that had a bit more know-how about them in the Premier League, they might have got some more points to the board, but still didn't think they probably had enough to stay up. But like I said, look, you can't have, the problems that, as we've seen, like I say with Anne saying about Sunderland's, like when you drop down 2 leagues on the trot, it's very hard to come back, and the clubs, probably to stay, then you've got supporters that will be against you as well. And, I know there's a lot of love for Rob Edwards, but I think to be fair, in football now doesn't matter, where you are. I think, I think I lost, where loyalty in football lies after when Claudio Ranieri got the sack at Leicester, after what he done there. And, it shows that there is no loyalty in football anymore. But the thing is, like, it is a results business at the end of the day. And if he's not getting results, I expect the chairman to become knocking on your door, because at the end of the day, they're only 5 points off the bottom and 2 points off relegation. And just I think while they're thinking now that January's come around now, we need to get some new players in. We probably need some fresh blood in, and there's a chance maybe to get some experience in. I mean, I've just said a couple of comments about Neil Harris. I probably don't think he's quite the right, suit for someone like Luton. I just think they might drop further. I think they need a bit of experience in that, a bit more experience in that team right now. It's a hard one to call, really, but yeah, I can't knock, what he has done there. And that's the thing, as Claire mentioned about, what he did for Tom Lockyer. I still remember that interview he gave after that playoff final where, he was in tears, he was, wasn't he? Because he said, look, all I'm thinking about right now is if Tom's okay. And, like, that's the thing, is you don't get that from many managers now these days. And, like, it was pure emotion on him. Like, he absolutely loves the game, but he's a brilliant human being as well, from what we, see as football fans. And yeah, whoever he likes, I think someone said, like, he won't be at work for long. He'll get a job, like he can get a job tomorrow in another football league club because he is good enough. It just got to the point now where new blood's needed now at Luton Town. So hopefully for them it works out. But we'll see in the next couple of months if it does pan out to be the good, the right decision.
I know.
Are we going to have a minute's silence for him or something?
I know. No. Do you know what?
I'll give him a hug.
Yeah, let's all just go around.
Oi, back off! Right. You have got birds, not birds, boys.
I mean, if you want.
No, to be fair, I tweeted it as well. I feel like it was the right time for him to go because obviously we spoke about it quite a lot already this season. And I think it's just even harder just as a neutral football fan as well, because you feel like it's like Ipswich's season. You kind of adopt, don't you, that underdog Premier League team. And I feel like everyone took Luton and kind of adopted them as their Premier League team. Everyone was so invested. And yeah, it's sad. I think change needed to happen, but it is just sad. But like a lot of people in the chat are saying, I really don't think that he'll be out of football for long.
No, he won't.
Several teams come in.
There'll be clubs now in the Championship who are already thinking about, you look at, I know Stoke have just changed the manager, Coventry have just changed the manager and that, but you're going to look at like sides who are struggling down at the bottom who may want to change the manager are already going to be thinking Rob Edwards, you know what I mean, because of the job he's done. And he even done a really good job. He was doing all right at Watford, wasn't he, before Watford got rid of him? Yeah. He was actually doing all right there. So it was he at Forest Green, wasn't it? It was at Forest Green he got promoted. And he did a cracking job there. So his stock will have not lost much considering he's just been sacked in his next Premier League manager. He'll be absolutely fine. I'm sure he'll probably take a break I would imagine he'll take a break for the next 6 months or so, come back next year full of vigor. You know what I mean? He'd be absolutely fine.
Hey, I tell you what, I've just thought of someone else who's been sacked since we've last been on.
No, I know. I was just going to say, so before we get
straight away as well. So just saying.
Before we get to that as well, if Rob Edwards does come across this and he's watching and misses football, wants to talk about football, send us a message because we are more than welcome to have you on here on our panel. But yes, there we go. Who is manager? I had to get that in. You never know who might come across this kind of stuff. So if he wants to talk football with us, feel free, Rob. We will.
I guarantee if we did have him on, Simon wouldn't be watching us that week.
But yeah, Claire, talk to us about these managerial sackings then.
Rooney, wasn't it? I think at the time that he went to Plymouth, everyone was like, I think he'll do a good job. He's learned about football now. And I'm like, no, I'm not convinced. But surely now, as much as he was a bloody good player, surely he's not getting another job in management.
No, I don't think so.
But again, it's one of those where you think, does he need to start further down the pyramid, maybe? Because, we found that with Sol Campbell. I know Sol Campbell's not in management now, but he took a really struggling Macclesfield Town side and got them to stay in the Football League, which was a huge achievement, under their, transfer issues and all that sort of thing. I think maybe for him, it wouldn't hurt for him to go. I mean, look at, obviously, for Marcus's sake, you got Phil Brown now managing the National League North for Kidderminster Harriers. Managers do drop to that level, and there's no reason why he should maybe go and start maybe at non-league level and work his way up and sort of give himself a different challenge, because it's easy to get jobs like that if you're a big name in football. Look at the likes of, I hate to say because he's my favourite player of all time, Frank Lampard, and Steven Gerrard as well, and now Rooney. It's like all these managers, they can just play at the top career playing. Doesn't necessarily mean they're going to be a good manager. Look at the managers we've got now. I mean, maybe take Zidane out of the equation. Do people remember Pep Guardiola really as a player that much? Not really. We see him more as a coach. Oh, well, yeah. You're more old enough to remember him than I am, man.
I'm older than you, so.
Benjamin.
But the thing is that some of them, you don't remember so much as a player, you remember more as a manager. So I just think for him, maybe a bit of time out, even to go into sort of just a coaching role. It doesn't have to be the managerial role, because look at Ashley Cole, he's done that a few times as well. So yeah, I think he needs to, take a bit of time away, give him maybe a couple of years and come back in, but start, sort of lower down the pyramids, because that might do him the world of good.
No, I completely agree. I know Marcus has to go very soon.
Yeah, I'm very sorry.
No, don't worry.
Got
Thank you so much for
coming
on. Exactly. But please come on soon, because honestly, it's been great having you.
No, thank you very much for having me. I've really enjoyed it.
Just before you go as well, Marcus, if anybody did want to follow your journey, what are your socials, if anyone in the chat wants to?
So on Twitter, I'm TheHullBoy1, because the TheHullBoy was taken. And then on everything else, I'm on, TheHullBoy. I'm very grateful for speaking to you all. It was nice to meet you all at the awards. And I'll definitely come back soon. It's been nice to talk to you all.
A good luck with everything as well.
Thank you very much. I'll see you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh, what a ledge.
Ledge.
It's so cute. I just want to, put him in my pocket and take care of him, I feel like every time someone's doing something amazing now, I get a maternal feeling towards him, and I just want to take care of him and help him.
I love that.
No matter if they're older than me, even, I'm still the same.
I love that. And we are talking about Championship. Do you want to talk Sunderland?
Yeah, if you want.
Go on, then.
Since we've last spoke, or just the weekend's results?
Whatever you want to speak about, go for it.
I can't remember now. At Christmas, we drew with Blackburn when we probably should have won. Went down there. It was a hell of a day out, gotta be honest. Cracking day out. Went to a lovely pub in Bolton, called what was it called? The Lamb Inn. The Lamb Inn. It was beautiful, brilliant pub, fantastic pub, great atmosphere, and really, really nice people and nice fans, Bolton fans, who really wanted us to do one over on them. So I really enjoyed that.
Where was that pub again, Anne?
That was in Bolton. Yeah, unreal. Absolutely brilliant day. And then we got beat off Stoke, so we'll not mention that. Beat Sheffield United 2-1. I want to say.
Mention it because we've got a certain someone in the chat.
And I thought we thoroughly deserved to win that game. I thought Sheffield United came with a plan and had a penalty. Patterson made a good save, and our strikers, Eliza Mayenda and Wilson Isidore, who's on fire by the way at the minute. Scored 3 goals his last 4 games. He's on absolute fire.
Na, 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 na. I did that the other day as well. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's all right.
The Premier League pod. Can't remember who it was about. I think it was Chris. It might have been Chris Wood. I think.
Well, Wilson Isidore's got the can't touch this. Dun, 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 dun. His name is Wilson. Wilson Isidore. Anyway, he's on fire. Beat Sheffield United. I agree with what Johnny said, by the way. I think we deserved. I thought we played very, very well that game, defended brilliantly. They were a great side, by the way, Sheffield United, but I thought we were a lot better. And then we've backed it up with a win over Portsmouth. Did not play well at all, but got 3 points. Again, Isidore scored. We couldn't put the game to bed. And to be fair to Portsmouth, they're being like on the receiving end of some hammerings, especially away from home this season. But I thought they were outstanding. And watching them, I really hope they stay up as well, because the fans that came, it was a horrible day. It was a Sunday game. We'd had all the crap with the weather and this, that, and the other, and they brought a load of fans up. So fair play to them. Like that, we wouldn't have got home to 2-3 o'clock in the morning. Probably have work on Monday. For them to sell as many away tickets, massive hats off to them. And I really do. I hope to stop up. Thought they were excellent. Thought the team were brilliant. But we're flying at the minute. We're obviously being linked with a signing, which I don't know. I can't really say I've seen him that much. But he's a lad called Enzo the Free, or the Fee, sorry. Who apparently was at Lorient when our manager registered Bree was at Lorient, and basically Reggie modelled his team around this lad who's come in, and he ended up leaving for Roma for 24 million quid. Hasn't really got a game at Roma, and he's coming to us on loan. From what I've been reading and everything like that, I've been watching on YouTube and stuff, he looks an absolute baller. So I'm really looking forward to it. Like I say, I'm not going to go and say, oh, he's meant, he's this, he's that, and the other. But the fact that we're spending money and it's going to be quite a healthy loan fee, and we're paying all of his wages and this, that, and the other, I think the club are very excited to get over the line. Obviously, we're being linked with a few others, Louis Berry and stuff like that, a defender from Blackburn. We'll see what happens. You know what I mean? But I'm glad that they're sort of getting the business out the way early, because I think what they've done is they've looked at the league table, looked how close we are, and they've probably, like me, had looked at the fact that I don't think that we've played a team that have been better than us this season. Yes, we've lost games, of course we have, but I don't think we're far away. I think where we are in the league's fair, like just behind Burnley, Sheffield United and Leeds. But I think you look at Sheffield United's run. Sheffield United and Leeds have got really, really hard runs in February and March, and ours isn't as hard. We've got Burnley next league game, which is a massive, massive game. But I think when the owners have looked at it and thought, you know what, we've got half a chance here, and they're going to decide really push the button down in January and get some quality players in. So fingers crossed. I'm over the moon as per usual. I've got an ant rant though. I've got a couple of ant rants, but this one,
come on,
especially today, being an elder statesman, but also being a person who likes his tradition. We've got Spenny Chris posting FA Cup third round results on a Thursday night. Absolutely ludicrous. Absolutely ludicrous. This is the best cup competition in the world. You know what I mean? And it's on a Thursday night at 7:45. It'll be 3 o'clock kickoff on a bloody Saturday. Every single game as well. Sod your telly.
It's not and I don't mean this to sound horrible to Liverpool and Ake, but putting Liverpool and Accrington on a Thursday would make more sense than putting Peterborough v Everton on a Thursday night. Yeah. That is an absolute trek. There's no way for a lot of them fans to get back afterwards. And it just yet again shows that they're not thinking about the fans when they're making these decisions.
And I'm missing Q&As because I'm here.
Sorry.
Jokes.
It's just ridiculously stupid, isn't it? It's just, it's
It's
mad.
ridiculous.
It's absolutely mad, but hey-oh. But that,
We went to commentary last year, and so when we went and played on the Monday
That
night.
is true.
Yeah, I mean, that's
Big
paid us
one.
off. Obviously we're on about managerial sackings, but I think the way Luton have treated Rob Edwards, and I didn't get to say this before, but the way he got sacked on Tuesday, you know what I mean? Like, it was all coming out. He was getting sacked 2 days ago, and he must have took training yesterday or whatever, and then the sacked him today. Everton have sacked Sean Dyche 3 hours before the bloody meant to kick off against whether they're playing Peterborough, and West Ham have been having talks with Graham Potter whilst they've had a man employed as their manager. For me, that is absolutely shocking. And I don't particularly care for West Ham anyway, but that is shocking. That is a man. And, people always think, like football and footballers, they've still got feelings and stuff like that. They're still doing a job. How do you think that bloke's felt when he's gone into work on Tuesday, knowing that they've been talking to Graham Potter and they're, oh, you know what, Julian, just take training, but you're getting sacked at 1 o'clock after your tea. You know what I mean? Absolutely shocking. And that's not a Premier League podcast either, and I am sorry, but that is ridiculous.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
It
it
is
is.
as well, in it, and these teams, and you've got to talk about it anyway. It's new, it's fresh news, but I completely agree. Completely agree.
And that's it. I'm done.
Oh, got it. I was hoping there was more. Has anyone else got an ant rant?
I've got a rant
Not called
today.
Ant.
I think
Go
you're all
on.
aware that my rant will be. But
Is this new Paul calling it off?
absolutely job. I
You should be running the
Tuesday
call
night,
out, right?
but,
That's freaking ridiculous as well.
Liam won't get on till 3-4 o'clock in the morning that Wednesday.
I'm just glad for Liam that he now works at the club rather than volunteers at the club, and he didn't have to potentially go out and do another job the next day after getting home at that time. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it doesn't help the fans that had gone there, but
yeah.
I've got another one as well, actually. Sorry.
Oh, come on.
Honestly.
Good night. Oh my God.
I'm here for the drums.
Right. 2 weeks on Saturday, right? 2 weeks on Saturday. And everyone knows, like, in this chat and in, like, amongst you, I support Sunderland and Sunderland women as well, right? So, Blackburn Rovers, in their infinite wisdom, have decided to change the kick-off of Sunderland women to Blackburn women versus Sunderland women to 5:30 on a Saturday afternoon in 2 weeks' time. Sunderland are at home to Plymouth. Sunderland men at 3 o'clock. So they're asking fans of both sides basically to make a choice. Are you going to go watch the lasses, or are you going to go and watch the lads? So I've got a season ticket for both teams, but I also go to Sunderland women away. So I'm like, well, I've had to pick one, you know what I mean? So I'm going to watch the lads, you know what I mean? But for me, why should a fan of the women's game have to make a choice of not going to watch his side play when it should be on a Sunday? Stupid.
Do you not get a refund for that at all?
No, I never bought my ticket, mate. I hadn't bought my ticket, so luckily enough. But I know fans who have bought tickets and train travel and everything like that, pardon me, for the Sunday, who have had to rearrange everything at a cost to go down on a Saturday. And there's also people who were like me, said, well, hang on, I've paid 500 odd quid for a season ticket for the men. Why should I have to not go, to the men's? Because obviously we have to travel down to Blackburn. It's stupid. Absolutely stupid. And that's 2 hours back. So that's going to be 8:30, 9:30 for people coming home. So, rotten.
Do you know what? I feel like we all need an ant rant. Claire, have you got an ant rant?
It's probably answered.
Make it up.
I do kind of, and it's one that everyone will think the same of anyway, really. It's just trolling on social media. Like, if somebody has a different opinion to you, it's fine. It's life. Doesn't mean that you have to take the piss or clamp down on it. Not clamp down, but go, you know what I mean?
That's proper northern slang, guys.
It
just feels like I don't agree with everything everyone says, but they're still as entitled to say it as I am. So rather than calling them out, taking a piss, just accept it's their point of view and move the fuck on.
I agree. Ben?
I haven't got a rant actually. There's nothing
Oh,
to be
come
angry
on,
about.
babe.
He's doing all right with his 17.
You have got a rant. You have got a rant.
Have
You
I?
managed to rant enough on our chat after one of your players had left.
Oh, I can't. I'm over it now.
Absolutely.
It's football, isn't it? It annoyed me at the time, but it's just we didn't want to pay for a player basically, so it's not worth ranting about. To be honest with you, it's a really good place though. Anyway,
My rant is, why do we never play at home? I mean, come on, how many home games have been postponed? It's getting to the point now where I don't even know where my own football club's ground is. I've not been in that long. I know obviously we've had bad weather. I know obviously it's been an ongoing issue for many a time now. But I just thought, because everyone else is having a rant, might as well get that off my chest. Feel better now. Anybody else anymore before we talk championship again?
No, not really. Just
we'll leave Jen until later.
Do you know what it is as well?
I'll save mine for League 2 chat. I'll go off then.
Yeah. You know what it is as well? It is a year to the day or to the date or something on Tuesday gone where we got beat 3-0 off Newcastle in the FA Cup. A year to the day or something or other. So it's like, I think that's why I'm all full of pent-up rage because like Mike Beale was here this time last year and I'm still not over it.
But if it's a year ago, just let it go now.
Yeah, I know.
Let it
I mean, yeah,
go.
like, I should be, like a year ago I was ranting on about Mick Beale and all that being at something and fearing relegation into League One again, and now we're signing a 25 million rated footballer. So,
Exactly.
swings and roundabouts.
At least it's not just our pitch as well. Graham has put, speaking of pitches, ours is absolutely shocking. Costs the club £1 million and it's awful.
Just like the team.
Oh, low
that was
blow.
low.
Whoa.
Oh,
No,
hit
it was
that,
just
Graham.
too easy, that's all.
Graham, have a rant. Anyone in the chat have a rant? More for a rant.
Rant about it. Anything will do.
Anything. So
I'm going to start hiring myself out for rants, If people want like a birthday present, when you get like birthday cards, you can go on that website, you get like a birthday message. People want me to have a rant, I'm 20 quid a pop.
You know what's really funny as well? I was actually saying on Tuesday's podcast, a Premier League one, to Sam and Grimmy, we should do that, but I was going to sing happy birthday. We could all have our own set thing that we do. People could pay for me to sing happy birthday for you to rant at the man. Claire could do Micah Richards laugh.
I reckon that's quite a low bar to set ourselves, but still 20 quid's 20 quid, isn't it?
All for it. All for it. I didn't have a pop at you, though, Graham. It was Claire.
Oh, God.
Oh. That's not very nice. I'm only joking. Ben, I'm going to come to you first. Is there any standouts on here from the championship?
I mean, obviously, the old Lancashire derby. Obviously, you got to talk about that. I guess, it's a big win for Burnley. Keeps them in there. I've heard it wasn't the most entertaining game and that sort of thing. And it goes one way or the other with derbies, doesn't it? It could either be fiery, end-to-end stuff, or it could be so, condensed and just, very cagey. But it sounded like it was one of those really. But that's a massive win for Burnley under those circumstances going to Ewood Park because it's not an easy place to go, and especially how well they've been doing as well, this season. So, I think Burnley will be looking at as a huge result in terms of their push to get back into the Premier League. So, yeah.
Oh, we've got as well. We have got, Simon has put, I left our game after Norwich's second goal. I was that pissed off. And then I don't know who's tweeted it from the podcast account.
It's got to be Sam.
It would be
It's definitely Sam. Definitely Sam. Sam. Oh, no. Go on.
Oh. Are we going to get another round? Come on.
So many rants tonight.
Not only has he posted it on YouTube, it's come through Twitch as well. Double.
Both of the goals were in stoppage time, actually. And I think I've got a very good friend from work who's a Coventry fan. And he was like, Claire, just don't even talk to me about it.
Oh. Funny. We love our banter on here, don't we? This is what I like most about our community, Bo, our banter. Nice, isn't it? Jen, any standouts for you on here? Sorry, that's really tickled me.
A lot of draws. Let's put it that way. I'd probably say, even though it's a draw, I'd probably say Plymouth because obviously, it's still a result for Plymouth, and they need to start getting the results now to not get relegated. Because if they get relegated, I think it's going to be massive. So I think they need to try and pick up a few points, get a few players in a January transfer window, and I think they'll be fine. I think they might just survive by the scrape of the teeth.
Nah.
No.
Sorry.
No, go on, Claire.
No, tell us.
No, Johnny's just put about their result. I'm just glad we're back to winning ways.
I was just going to say there's not really any standouts.
It's not. It's not. This is how there's no standouts whatsoever, because Sean has just noticed that there's a fan from each tier of the Football League on here tonight.
We've just been doing this podcast for 8 months.
Exactly. That's how there's no standout results. Sean has just come up with that right now because the championship's boring.
Do you know what?
Oh, we've been second for bottom now. And should be on top here.
I think Borough not beating Cardiff is a little bit of a. I would be worried if I was a Borough fan at the minute because they proper went off. Like they were like, I'd want to beat Hull. To beat Hull, like, was it New Year's Day? I remember watching that, and it wasn't a great game. I thought Hull deserved at least a point from it, but you can't back that up by drawing against another side in the bottom three. You know what I mean? So that I'd be a little bit worried about. Everything else, I kind of agree. I think it's the teams who you expect to win did win. Yeah. You know, Burnley beating Blackburn. I mean, we need to start talking about, obviously, I know Dan doesn't get on as much as we'd like him to, but the fact that Burnley just aren't conceding goals, you know, is it going to be a kind of thing where they keep up that momentum and just be so difficult to beat? Or is it going to be that they'll run out of steam, so to speak? Because once a team scores against them, I touch it, they're not going to know what to do. But I'm over the moon for them because obviously, no disrespect to Johnny, the Sheffield United fan, I really want to see us and Burnley go up. You know, as long as we go up, I want Burnley to come up with us. Just because me and Dan are really good mates, you know what I mean? Off here and on here. But yeah, you know, there's no real standouts. There's, you know, it's getting into a kind of rhythm now, the championship, that the top four, the bottom three are probably the bottom three, and it's slightly less unpredictable as what it was last year, where we had the Ipswiches doing bits. You know what I mean? This year, I think you have got the four quality sides are where they are. They are the top four because they're really good sides. The rest of the division, I think, is a bit much of muchness. Sorry to every other fan in the league there on the top four, but I just think it's a much of a muchness at the minute.
Johnny's put that he doesn't think they're good enough to go up.
I agree.
Simon has put, we should have been 2-0 up before we scored. The donkey that is Brandon Thomas. Asante put into the side netting when it was easier to bloody score. And then Chris has updated us with, oh no, Stretcher is out at the Everton versus Peterborough game. It's an Everton player down.
No, I'll be all right. You see that one yesterday for that lad at Spurs?
That was horrible.
I thought he was dead.
I thought that. Anytime a football player goes down on the pitch now, I just get scared. Like,
it's the second time this season it's happened to him, though.
Yeah. Apparently he just blacked out or something, but that was so scary. But I hope he's okay, and obviously I hope this lad from Everton's all right. And Simon's saying about Coventry, and even like the Lampard effect hasn't really happened to Coventry yet, has it? You know, they're still not winning enough games. He's mentioned there Brandon Thomas and Sante, but he's not, you know, hit the ground running at all. Everton scored twice all season, and he was banging them in round about this time last year. And I don't think obviously Coventry won't go down or anything like that, but it's, is it just see out the season now? If your team like that, in Norwich as well, who aren't, it's so inconsistent. I thought they'd be up there, and it is what it is. But see what happens. We'll see what happens. But like I said before, I think the two that go up will be out of this 4 that's up at the minute. And I've got to be honest, I even think in the playoffs, the team that finishes 3rd or 4th will go up. I think the 3 that go up will be them, like 3 out of that 4, to be honest.
There is a big gap between 4th and 5th.
Yeah.
Like.
I just think them 4 are better than everyone else. And, I'm not being I'm not being arrogant.
That's like the 1st to 4th, mate.
Yeah, no, but I mean, like, as in performances as well, though. Like, they're just better sides. When you normally see...
We're better than you, get over it.
Yeah, exactly. But, when you normally see a team coming from nowhere, coming out of the clouds and getting into a promotion spot or getting the playoffs, and they're the ones who normally go up.
This is almost as good as it was decided by a goal.
Almost as good. Almost not.
Oh, God's
but
sake.
No,
man.
I just, like I said, I can't see anyone else going up far from 3 of that 4.
Yeah.
I think the top 2 will be hopefully us and Burnley, as I said. But I don't know. It'll be very interesting. I think the top 2 will be decided because of when we all that 4 have to play each other again. We've got Burnley coming up. I think Leeds have got all 3 to play. Like, they've got us, Burnley, and Sheffield United. We've only got Burnley and Leeds left now. So obviously we've played Sheffield United twice, but we'll see. I think it'll be really interesting. Then obviously, like I said, down at the bottom, anyone from Oxford downwards, maybe Coventry downwards, you can see getting dragged in. But let's see.
I love this comment as well. It was one time I got it wrong. It was funny though. It was funny.
It's a great word though on Queen's Park Rangers, actually. The revival they've had, the last sort of couple of months or so, because they were in big trouble at one point, and now suddenly they're 9 points clear of relegation. Like, don't know what's changed there, but I always say to them is keep it going. I know they got a win against Luton, which would have been a big win for them, under the circumstances. But yeah, fair play to what's going on down there, because they were in big trouble like 2 months ago.
I think Chef Wed as well. Obviously they had a poor start because a lot of people had them, as a promotion candidate, but they had a really bad start. And Danny Roll again, just doing bits and going under the radar, isn't he? And they're only 3 points off the playoffs, and they should have won on Saturday. I think Millwall got like a goal like right at the death. And I know we've been away. We had our little Christmas bit. Anyone see Josh Windas's goal last week? From
it was a good goal.
Like 60 yards out and chip the keeper. Absolute beauty. And he's been linked with like one of the big teams in Brazil, isn't he? I think it's Santos want him. Can you imagine that? Dean Windas's son plays for Santos in Brazil.
I love it. I love it.
But we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm just happy that we're 4th in the league.
So you should be as well.
Signing some world class bloke from France. That'll do us.
And you've not got Michael Beale.
Yeah, we haven't got Michael Beale.
No. So the championship table, we have Leeds United at the top with 53 points. Burnley a second with 52 points. Sheffield United a third with 52 points. Sunderland are 4th on 50 points. Middlesbrough are 5th on 41 points. And West Brom are 6th on 40 points. And then, unfortunately, in the relegation zone, in 22nd, we have Hull City. I can hear myself. I could hear myself,
Ben. Just quickly before we move on to League One, just again about the top 4, we've had our blip as well, and that's something that the other 3 haven't had. Leeds are yet to stop off, and we know what happens with Leeds. Leeds normally have a catastrophe, you know what I mean, in the second half of the season. Burnley are yet to have a real blip. Sheffield United haven't had a real blip yet, and we had ours. So when the rest of them have theirs and we're only 2 points behind, if we can just keep on going. But the other teams have still got to, there will be a time where one of them goes, 4 games without a win or whatever, and it's up to the other sides to, really, kick on from that, and that's what will sort the league out.
Yeah, I completely agree. Just in the relegation zone as well, we have Hull City with 22nd on 23 points, Cardiff City 23rd on 23 points, and then bottom of the championship we have Plymouth Argyle on 20 points.
Minus 29 goal difference as well.
That
is shocking, isn't it?
That's how I knew which column to read.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, surely not.
Yeah. We've got them in a couple of weeks as well, Lord. I'm just got rid of Rooney before we played them, but never mind.
Claire, do you want to talk some Stockport? Because I need to really quickly go and grab a drink.
What's a Stockport?
You
What's a win,
about
anyone? Does anyone know what a win is? Because I'm forgetting.
I do. I
know. No, to be fair, we've had a bit of a tricky spell just lately, and our form isn't the best. We haven't won since the 19th of December. Saying that, it's only 4 games. We've had 2 draws, 2 defeats, so it's not like a disaster. Basically, the win against Peterborough was really good. We really deserved that. They were pretty awful, to be honest. But then we went to Huddersfield on Boxing Day, scored an own goal after 40 seconds.
Oh, sounds like Markham, that.
And that was the only goal in the game. So, yeah, that was not great. We absolutely should have scored. I don't know how we didn't. Then we had Rotherham away. Like, we did everything that day but score. Steve Evans actually said that, like, we're one of the better sides in the league from what he's seen. So I thought that was quite complimentary. Birmingham, New Year's Day, really we should have won. Like, they were absolutely awful. They were nothing like the last game we played in, where they played us off the park and should have scored more. But we were very unlucky to come out of it with a point. Like, it should have been all 3. And then obviously Saturday we played Mansfield. Mansfield always beat us. Like, if you look at our head-to-heads, it's actually ridiculous. Let me just go on FotMob. There you go. Out of our last 9 games against Mansfield, we've drawn 2 and lost 7. Like, they are literally the epitome of a bogey team. We just do not beat them. But Ben Hinchliffe saved a penalty as well, so it could have been worse. Having said that, could have been better because we did have our chances as well. Second half, I thought was absolutely awful. Just hope we go to Crystal Palace on Sunday and give a really good account of ourselves, because we just, I don't know, generally speaking, even if we get knocked out of the cup, we tend to, like, get a bit of spirit about us, and yeah.
It's only a blip, though, isn't it? It's a blip.
Yeah, like, I'm still buzzing with where we are. Like, we come out of the playoffs, like, so what? I just think we need to get a few players in January. We have returned some players to their loan clubs to allow us to make more signings, but our strike attacking play is just lacking that finishing touch. Like, Kyle Wootton is one of our best players. He comes in for a lot of stick, which I think is uncalled for. But he plays better with, like, your Louis Barry, who has, like, a striker who's running off him. So he's really tall. He wins a lot of players. He holds the ball up a lot. But if there's no one to bloody do anything with what he's doing, then obviously it's going to look ineffective. Yeah, He's currently training with Villa's first team as well, and he's got a really good future in the game as Louis. I just wish him all the very best, and I'm really happy that we got to see him play for us, not once but twice, like 2 seasons in a row. We were all absolutely delighted when he came back in the summer. But I think Louis will go on to play in the Premier League, whether it's now, whether it's down the line. He's 21. Like, I know a lot of players do it before that, but he's progressing. And like, he was good for us in League 2. League 1 has been exceptional, really. His strike rate speaks for itself. So good luck to him.
It wouldn't shock me if he's in Villa's squad for the FA Cup tomorrow. So obviously they've got.
There has been a lot of chat about this one. Now, the thing you have to consider is that you can only play for 2 clubs a season. So if he went back and played for Villa,
they wouldn't be able to
then he either stays at Villa, plays for us. I don't know if we played him in the cup. Let me have a look.
I was gonna say, maybe cup time, ain't he? Yeah.
I don't think he did play for us. No, he did not play for us. He wasn't even on the bench. So yeah, if he was to play that game, then he's either coming back to Stockport or staying at Villa.
Yeah, I think there was like rumours of, I think it was Jack Clark who we had, like, oh, he's being linked with, some like Premier League side on loan or some Champions side on loan, because obviously they've signed Jaden Philogene on there, and it's like, you can't, because we play. If he's going on loan, he's coming back here. I was like, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, I think we're definitely going to get some players in. I think obviously the philosophy for our own and our is go with youth, get players in that are going to make us some money, and we definitely have done that. I mean, Lewis Bate, who's our captain, is being linked with Coventry. We signed him on a free in the summer, and it's rumoured he's going for $1 million. So if something like that happened within a few months, then that's pretty good progress, isn't it?
I'm going to miss Louis Barry, like, talking about him on here. Like, it was the highlight of the week, wasn't it? Like, coming on here, doing a sing-song, just like...
All 4 of you sing it, you ready?
Louis Barry.
Captain Birdseye's a bit moody.
I know, I was trying to remove it, but...
He might be a fan of some really shit.
To be fair, like, let's be honest, Ben looks like he wants to batter someone. It's me, because I'm boring him. And Jen looks like she wants to be anywhere because I'm boring her as well. So,
not at all, Claire. Not at all.
Oh, baseball.
Funny.
I hope you've had a good captain.
Just don't give him the airtime. So Sean is talking about Northampton, and he's put negative notes. Some of our players may be getting unregistered to make space for new signings to cover the current injury crisis. He's also put, I have 3 positives. 1, we beat Burton Albion, and 2, we had no injuries, and finally we've recalled some players back from loans. Sam Hoskins scored as well, I'm pretty sure, so that's another positive.
How
you all know I love him.
Hold of him, like, I don't mean that offensively, Sean. I really don't. It's such a good player. I just feel like it could have progressed a bit higher. He must love it there.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's a bit like he reminds me of Northampton's Ian Henderson. Like, we've been there forever, haven't we? We've been there, and I love that. But yeah, what a player. Graham, bless him, has put, typical, we have our best run while we do no podcasts. And then he put, last game before the podcast returns, 0-0. Oh, if you want to type in any match reports from when you won a game, feel free to. He thinks Huddersfield will get a second.
I agree with that.
Yeah,
I agree with that. Huddersfield. Yeah.
What?
That Huddersfield will get second.
Nah, I don't agree. Have you seen who Wickham have signed today?
No.
They've signed what's he called? Someone help me out.
Well, he must be mint, considering you don't know who he is.
Yeah, absolute baller.
Yeah.
Who is he?
Who is he?
Who is there?
Who is it?
Wickham Wanderers.
Danny Bradley?
Who?
Yeah.
Oh,
Who are that?
Hagglesgadjar.
Sounds like a baller, that.
Oh, what a guy.
Anders something. Basically is Danish. Got championship experience.
Ooh.
He's got a really good left peg.
I love that. Got a really good left peg.
There was someone else at the side as well, but I reckon they're going for it. Can't lie. I can't rule them out. I think they're finishing top 2. Wickham for me.
I do like Wickham. I think they've done very, very well this season.
Yeah.
They've hit a bit of a flip in recent weeks. I think they've only won one of the last 4 and a half. So again, it might just be their blip and they're going to go on a roll, in a couple of weeks. So.
Yeah.
I know who it is they've signed. It's that South Korean striker, isn't it? Lee Fin Wan.
What is going on?
And that was
man.
That was good. I'll give you that one.
Right, moving on. That was funny. But we can't get a win away at Barnsley to save our lives, but the same for Barnsley away at us. We haven't won at home 13 times and lost 13 times with 8 draws. So any other standouts for anyone in here? And I'll come to you. Any standouts or any you want to talk about or mention?
Well, I want Graham mentioned Huddersfield. Obviously, they're on a massive run on at the minute. I can't remember. I think is it 8 or 9 games of unbeaten or something, and hitting peaking at the right time. But Barnsley as well. Barnsley are proper in and out, aren't they? At the minute, you see them winning one game, they can't win another one, and then they've gone and beat Crawley. It's another one there that there's nothing overly surprising, is there? No, Leighton Orient, they've hit the straps, haven't they? They've started to pick wins up, but there's nothing there that screaming out to us like thinking wasn't really expecting that.
correct.
Yeah.
A lot of draws again.
Bolton won.
Bolton, yeah.
Bolton.
What a
anything? I know. Anything anybody else wants to add on League One? Anyone?
Well, there's not really too much, to be honest. It'd be pretty much
And then Huddersfield Town on Tuesday night beat Wickham Wanderers 1-0 away from home. That was what Chris was talking about.
But it's all right, because we've signed that Danish bloke with a left peg. It's fine.
I love
Don't
it.
worry
I love
about
it.
it, everyone.
I'm about to South Korean striker.
Funny. Yeah, Lucas put Bolton got a win, Barnsley as well. So on that, the League One table. Birmingham City are top on 53 points. Wickham Wanderers is second on 51 points. Wrexham are third on 51 points. Huddersfield Town are fourth on 47 points. Barnsley are fifth on 42 points. And Reading are sixth on 41 points. And then in the relegation zone, in 21st, we have Crawley Town on 20 points. Shrewsbury Town are 22nd on 17 points. Cambridge United are 23rd on 17 points. And the bottom of League One are Burton Albion on 14 points. Graham has put, brief synopsis, we battered Northampton, beat Cambridge on Boxing Day, had a game called off at 14:39 on New Year's Day, I know we're fuming about that, and ended Wickham's unbeaten run back in capitals. We've got Aled as well. But yeah.
Aled, can I quickly ask as well, is Stephen Fletcher bald yet, or is he still trying to hang on to the deal life of what hair he's got?
Look at Ben going like that.
Last time I seen him play, he was at Wrexham actually. He had like this little comb over quiff. It looked as like, just give up, mate. You know what I mean?
Oh, I gave up on that when I realised it wasn't going that way anymore.
Right, we shall go while we are waiting for. He's put it. He has put. He's still got hair and in a bob.
Okay, now.
Well, mine's dedicated.
Right,
on, Stevie Fletcher.
Jen, I'm actually going to come to you because you told us that you had a rant.
I do have a rant.
We are now on League Two, so I want to hear all about your rant. The floor is yours.
But something really annoyed me on Sunday. Liam left the house at 6:30 in the morning to go and meet everyone, to go to Newport for a game on a Sunday, which I hate anyway because he shouldn't work Sundays. Got there, got about halfway there. Said they were doing a pitch inspection at 10 o'clock. Ref went on, said it wasn't playable, but then turned around and said, we're going to check again in 2 hours. Which, in my opinion, there's no way a pitch that is frozen or has snow in it is going to be ready in 2 hours' time. So they all travelled all the way to Newport to literally, just as they pulled up into the car park, they get rung by our kit man and say, yeah, the game's off. They literally just pulled into Newport. All the fans that travelled up there, which probably won't go to the Tuesday night game because they won't get back to 2-3 o'clock in the morning. They have work, they have uni, they have all different stuff going on. There was a lot of rumours flying around on social media, I don't know how true it is, that Newport did not put the covers on the pitch, even though they knew it was bad weather and they didn't even bother to put the covers on the pitch. And then the worst thing was our goalkeeping coach went in to go and have a look, see what was going on, and every single groundsman was just stood on the side, not even attempting to try and get the game on. So I think this has happened twice now with Newport. Every single time we've played them away, they have had it called off. It's not a 2 hour, 1 hour trip. It's a 4 hour. It's a long, long way to go. And I think for the media team, for the fans, for the players went down the day before, stayed in a hotel. They have families, they have kids, and they spent their weekend in a hotel because Newport couldn't put some covers on the pitch because they knew it was bad weather. And it's just frustrating because we were on such a good run. We were finally getting the points on the board. The boys were finally getting everything together. We were looking good. And then we get to Newport and it gets called off because of a frozen pitch. And I just think, as a ref, at 10 o'clock, you should have called that game off because half of the fans probably wouldn't have set off yet. Or if they had, they wouldn't have been that far from home. But to call it off at 12 o'clock when pretty much all the fans were there, some of them did stop in the services because they were like, I'm not going all the way there to be told it's off. But to literally for the media team to pull up at 12 o'clock and be told, yeah, it's off, I think is just scandalous behaviour from the referee.
Totally agree.
I just don't know where they think it's all right to treat the staff, the players, the fans like that.
Was it? I saw about it, Jen. Did they say that it wasn't playable at the time they'd done an inspection, but they were like planning to do a later inspection to give them time to sort out the part of the pitch that wasn't playable? Like, if they were thinking of the fans, then they would have just called it at that point, knowing that the weather was going to be getting worse.
Yeah, they did run at 10 o'clock, and they said it's not playable, but it's meant to clear in 2 hours. When you look at the pictures that Liam had on his phone, that the other media team had on their phone, the goalkeeping bit was fully frozen. There was not a chance that game was going to go ahead, because if we had put Harry in that net, he probably would have broke something. And that's exactly what we don't need right now. But I think the most frustrating thing is, I don't know how true it is that they could not be bothered to put covers on the pitch. And it seems like I don't want to say it, but it seems like they didn't want to play, because they're obviously in a bad run at the minute. They've obviously got a lot of injuries to deal with. But as a groundskeeper, to not put the covers down on the pitch when you knew it was going to be bad weather, I just think it's atrocious behaviour.
I can't imagine like any team wanting to get a match called off though, because like I know they're in a bad run, but they're just giving themselves an extra game to play in midweek when it would be.
Can't judge this one.
Thing is, they're meant to go down on a Tuesday night though. That's gonna affect them even more, having to go down on Tuesday night, because the vibe won't be there. I mean, I guess they'll probably stay down the night before again. But the thing is, though, like I say, there won't be many fans go down that way, so it gives them a slight advantage. That's why I always find sometimes with clubs, they want them to make them come back, so that gives them a slight advantage. I think that's what I feel personally sometimes, and I think, like I say, with the run Newport are in, that's a big game for them. That was on Saturday. That was a massive game for them, because if they lost that, they suddenly get dragged into that sort of relegation battle. But now they're thinking, look, we need a bit of a break, and probably. And, I could be completely wrong in it, but it just has that vibe to it for me that just something isn't quite right there for that game. So, like I say, to put covers on a pitch, like, come on. Especially if these grounds that are probably fully paid as well. Come on. It needs to be.
Is that really the case? Because surely it would be more than one part of the pitch that's frozen if there was no covers.
A lot of it was frozen from the pictures, but the main part was the goalkeeping area that was very, very frozen. But the rest of the pitch was frozen, and the sticks weren't going in the ground. It was. I think it should have been called off at 10 o'clock. Going off what I've seen, 100%. I just think they shouldn't have carried it on until 12 o'clock, because if they finished it at 10, half the fans would go home. Liam would have been home by like 1 o'clock, but he didn't get home till 5 o'clock, and he left at 6:30 in the morning. Like, I just think sometimes you really need to think about the fans, the players, the staff. Like, sometimes you really need to think, right, it's not safe to have this game on. They could have called it Saturday night because they knew the weather was going to be bad. There was a lot of games postponed, and we talk about it again. Should like EFL change the schedule to put games on Sunday? Because if we would have played on a Saturday, I think that pitch would have been fine, because they moved it to a Sunday.
Is there a reason why there was so many League Two games on Sunday, Jen? Because I obviously didn't. I just noticed when we played, obviously 3 o'clock kickoff on Sunday, which moved obviously because it was on Sky Plus. But was it just because of that they wanted more games or something?
Yes, they wanted to spread it out more over the weekend and get some on TV, which I get the idea. But sometimes if we would have played on that Saturday, that game would have gone ahead. It's as simple as that. And they moved it to the Sunday. The weather was atrocious. It got called off, and now it's another. We've got 2 games in hand now that we have to try and fit in somewhere.
I'm pretty sure as well over Christmas, weren't there a few League Two games on that Thursday? Before obviously the Saturday, Sunday games of the weekend. So I think some of them who obviously, I'm sure Gillingham played on the Thursday. So I think they were spreading them all out over Christmas as well. So that's how some fell on the Sunday, depending on what day they played, for other teams.
Yeah, there's a lot of mix over the festive period, like Wednesday, Sunday. It was a bit all over the place during the festive period.
I didn't have that issue.
No games.
We've not played for ages. We're unbeaten this year as well. Yeah. Jill Spanning here. The view from the Medway fancast said, we lost to Bromley. That was obviously Gillingham.
They've sacked the manager as well, haven't they? Gillingham.
They have. Should we talk about that, to be fair? Because, don't get me wrong, I think I'd like to know the Gillingham fans who were in here, their views as well, because it's been like 3 managers now, and it's a lot of the same players, isn't it? Who have been obviously playing, and 3 managers have obviously gone in that process. And obviously, I was very shocked to see John Coleman be appointed, because it's mental. It's one of them where you just associate him, even though he's been with us as well. It's Accrington, isn't it? So I just want to know, what do you guys think of the John Coleman appointment? I'll leave it to anyone to answer.
Well, I think as a rival fan, I think they'll probably our best start with that. I mean, look, I think to be fair, the sacking of Bonner, I think, was needed for them, because I watched the game against Bromley on Thursday and Gillingham were absolutely awful. They were like, I think that place was very toxic. It was, especially when they conceded the second goal. I mean, their fans have gotten their players back very quickly, and it just got. When they got the penalty right at the end, something was telling me the fact that they were going to miss it, and what happened? They blasted it over. They're just not in a good place. I don't know what's happened because, like I say, a bit like we were probably talking about with Chelsea as well. They had such a really good start to the season, Gilles, and now suddenly they've just really gone on a downward spiral. Now they're like, I think 10 points off automatic promotion spots at the moment, and John Coleman going in. I don't know. I'm a bit in and out on this one because, he was at a club for so long, he was, and did remarkable things to take Accrington for where they were, to the, League One and everything like that. But I don't know if it's quite the right manager for Gilles personally. I mean, it'll probably be a very different style of football that they'll want to play now. But I think they're looking at the end of the day, look, they need to start picking up and grind out a couple of results just from somewhere just to get back on the winning trail because, the amount of money that their owner now has put in down there since he's gone in, they can't afford not to be involved in the playoffs at least. Because if they don't go and get involved in those playoffs, it's another underachieved season for them, with that budget they've got, and the way they should be heading. They like I say, a few people tipped them to win the league and get automatic promotion, but look where they are now. They're in the bottom half of the league. So it's just something's gone wrong there, and it's hard to put a finger in it there because they've got no reason to be where they are right now. It's just a case of, there's a lot of pressure on them. So, I think they
shouldn't have sacked the manager last season, should they?
Well, again, there's a lot of question on that, whether Neil Harris should have gone, to be fair. And like I say, is Bonner any better than what Neil Harris is? I don't think so, personally.
No.
I think Harris has proved himself at a higher level, but I don't know. It's just something's not quite right there, and they need to sort it out quickly because they could end up in League Two for a while, and they can't keep going this cycle and that. They've got to settle on something. They've got to look at big recruitment as well because their recruitment team hasn't changed. They've still got, I think it's Kenny Jackett and Andy Hessenthaler there, doing that. So, I mean, I bet. So, it's like, I mean, I'll be getting wrong. I get a little bit of joy out of it being a rival fan, but at the end of the day, look, it's not nice to see when your team going through.
Not really a rival fan when you're 2 leagues lower.
Whoa! We beat them against.
It's like us calling Manchester City a rival, not anymore.
Oh, don't get me wrong. Remember, we used to be.
Will be soon. Get relegated.
I mean, back when we were playing in the Football League, we used to be massive rivals. We did. Obviously, we used to have quite the better of Gilles, but we're still waiting for that first Ken Derby back, and I don't really count Bromley as a Ken Derby for Gilles. So I think they'll still be waiting for a while. I'm afraid. Sorry about that.
No, they might get relegated.
As well, Kenny Jackett stepped down due to health reasons.
Oh, I like Kenny Jackett.
I do. That's sad.
Great name, isn't it? Kenny Jackett.
Kenny Jackett.
Can't wait to come and surprise you, Ben, soon in Kent. It's Benny. I'm only joking.
Graham has put something's not right at Gillingham. For once, it's not the final destination stand. Does anyone else want to say on John Coleman any appointment?
God, I think it's mad, to be honest. It's like, not one of them ones where you're thinking, who are they going to, because like Gillingham have always been like young, vibrant managers, haven't they? And thought, is it because they want someone to like get them out of the league? Because John Coleman can do that. He's got proven credentials of getting them out of the league. I just don't know, because it's going to be, as Ben mentioned before, it's going to be night and day for the football are expecting, because Coleman is a Route 1 manager, isn't he? So, I don't know.
I do see what you're saying, but is an established manager in that league that's had success in that league. And I suppose, like, in a lot of ways, you can't really blame him because he was out of work, wasn't he? So,
you can't blame John Coleman. Right. No, not at all.
Not at all. But I think he might do all right, actually. And maybe
they probably made Sorry, Faith. I was going to say, like, I think they've made probably the decision now, thinking, look, John Coleman can probably go out and get some players in January, to really improve this. Because, like you say, he's been successful at this level before, and he want to do it his style of football, because he might think with this current group of players, he can't do that at the moment.
Yeah, exactly that. And I think the thing is, he's gonna come into Gillingham, and it's gonna be a proper fresh start for him, because he's a different style of manager than they've had. So maybe that's what they need.
Yeah, maybe.
I feel like they need John Coleman because I feel like him and Jimmy Bell are the type of people that will not take any nonsense. And I feel like I obviously don't know much about the situation, but from Gillingham fans that I know and who go watching, I feel like some of these players need that kick up the backside.
Yeah.
And I think they are two of the right characters who will do that. Don't get me wrong. I've experienced, obviously, John Coleman for a short time of our manager, but it was a good few years ago now. It was when, obviously, Keith Hill left, and after we sacked Steve Eyre, we got John Coleman in. And at that time, we were in League Two. Obviously, we played that gritty kind of football. It was a lot of it was very defensive. It was like dirty defense as well. Like you're full on like physical teams, but I believe from Accrington fans as well, it's not all about that. Like he adapts to the kind of players he has. He's not won titles and he's not got promotion just playing that kind of football. So obviously there's that to think about. And I feel like with John Coleman, he did such a good job for Accrington on pretty much nothing and pennies. So you think the players he could bring in Gillingham with a bigger budget. Obviously you think John Coleman, you kind of associate him with that kind of football and old school. But I think he's willing to adapt to whatever football, obviously, that he does want to play and stuff. And I feel like with him, he has that bit of experience that some of the managers in that league don't have. He has got like, is it 20 odd years of experience in like League Two, and you think what he could do now with a bigger budget. And like, I don't want to disrespect Accrington at all, but the money, even us, the money that we had compared to what he has now is amazing. And I think he could do a really, really good job there. It might not happen, but I feel in them 6 months that he has there, he could get whatever out the players, or if he doesn't see any good players, or if he thinks that there's some bad apples in that camp, doesn't like them, I think he will not think, oh, I'll give them another chance. He'll just get rid of them and get someone else in. I think they are the right characters to progress them and to maybe move on some players that they don't need anymore, or who are kind of like, because judging by what I've heard, there's a couple of them, and I don't know any names or anything, but there's some who kind of are a bit lazy, just there for a wage, to kind of getting the payout and stuff. So I think John Coleman could be the right man to kind of move them on.
Yeah.
I actually really like him. It was one of them where it didn't work out at Rochdale. It did not work out. Obviously you've gone from Keith Hill to then getting a new a new up and coming manager, in Steve Eyre. It was obviously Manchester City academy coach at the time, and then we got John Coleman in, and it didn't really work out. It wasn't the kind of football and stuff we did want to play. And then because Keith Hill got sacked from Barnsley, we automatically just went straight back to Keith Hill, and then obviously he succeeded with us there again. So it was never really the fact I didn't like John Coleman. I don't think it just really worked out with Rochdale and obviously him at the time. But yeah, I really respect him and what he's done in the world of football, especially for a team like Accrington, and what he's done and got them to League One and built the success on them. So yeah, I'm actually really excited for him, and I think he does deserve a shot at this and a shot at having like a bigger budget. It's like I've said about Jim McNulty in the past as well. I feel like these managers are deserving of it because of what they've done for a football club and the loyalty towards a football club. I think they deserve it. Mic drop. As well, perfect storm of players out of contract in the summer seem to have down tools, a few on inflated wages that are happy. Exactly. And that's from a Gills fan himself. So he is put as well. I hope John gives him a huge kick up the arse. He'll definitely do that, and he'll actually do it as well. Not just the saying. Him and Jimmy Bell will actually do it. So don't worry. And he's put, needs to start with shipping Aimer of captaincy. Oh, I'm actually really excited today.
I thought he was a well-liked player there, Max Aimer, for Gills. I mean, I don't know how it's been. So he's in his second spell now. So, yeah, I'm a bit surprised about that. I mean, again, I don't go and watch him every week, so I don't know what the feelings are in these days.
Right, we will talk about the rest of League Two. So is there any standouts? Jen, I'll come to you. Any standouts on here or any you want to talk about from League Two? I mean, Rebecca will be happy.
Yeah.
Bless
That was
her.
quite a good game, to be fair. Tranmere and Carlisle as well. That was one we were keeping an eye on because obviously Tranmere are getting dragged in, shall we say, to the relegation party that's going on down there. There's a lot of teams now that if other teams start picking up points, they're going to get dragged into the relegation zone. It's very, very tight at the bottom of League Two right now. Carlisle, I feel like Carlisle, like, I know we have this rivalry and then they go and sign players on like 2 and 3 year deal. And it's like, how are you at the bottom of League Two? I don't get it.
Yeah.
Like, we can only sign players for a year because that's what we can afford. But yet they're signing players for 2-3 years and they're still at the bottom of the league. And it's like, you've got these owners and you've got this money. Why are you at the bottom of League Two? It just, to me, it doesn't make sense. Why
It makes sense.
They've just signed Elliot Embleton, haven't they, Jen? Carlisle.
What was that, sorry?
They've just signed Elliot Embleton from Blackpool, haven't they?
Yeah.
He got one of the goals that got us out of League One in the playoff final. He's from the same village as me.
It just mind blows like how Kyle are down there. Like, I have watched them play and they are bad. Like, it's not even like they're a little bit bad. They're bad. Like, I know they're not great, but they're a lot worse. And if they go down, especially with the new ownership that they've got, I think that's going to be huge kick in the teeth for them.
Double dip as well, isn't it? Like, obviously Graham said.
It is scary for them. I think if they don't start picking up points soon, they're really going to be in trouble.
Yeah.
Just on League Two as well, when I were doing the graphics, I didn't realise, and I'm just going to quickly go to the table, how far Salford have climbed that table. I mean, not that long ago, we're having discussions of them like struggling and what's going to happen with Salford, but they've gone on a really good run, haven't they? I know they play Manchester City as well in the FA Cup. I think it's Saturday evening. Yeah. So, I mean, wow.
I have a little story regarding Salford. So I mentioned at the start of the season that we gave them one of our goalkeepers on loan for the season called Matty Young. Yeah. And I said, just watch out for him because he will play for England. That was me kind of thought 6-7 months ago. He wasn't playing often for them. He was playing in like the Checker Trade and the other cups and all that stuff. Got given a start in the league 8 games ago and has kept 7 clean sheets out of 8 games. Now they've got City on Saturday in the FA Cup, and the rumours are regarding Matty Young that City want him. So it'll be interesting to see if he actually. I hope he has a nightmare because I want him to go see at Sunderland because he is genuinely an incredible goalkeeper. So, like, yeah, I mean, good luck to him on Saturday. Good luck to Salford, to be fair. But yeah, really good to see like a lad from a young lad he's got a massive future. Great to see him doing well at Salford, and it's one of the reasons why they're doing so well. He's, like I say, he's kept 7 clean sheets out of 8. They're flying now, and yeah, well done to him. So fingers crossed, comes back to us next year and gets a game for us.
Love that. Do you know what makes me laugh as well? Kieran is come in. We didn't lose because we didn't play. Imagine if you came in.
Pictures shit, mate. Oh,
that's a taster to what you missed from Jen. That is a taster.
To be fair to Kieran, though, he was agreeing on.
Yeah, he was. To be fair to him.
It couldn't not, though, really, could. No. Does anybody want to have a say about any of the League Two results on here?
Just because Miss Positivity is not here, Bradford beating Grimsby was a really good result. But unfortunately for them, Andy Cook's done his ACL, which is really bad injury considering. He's their top scorer. He's probably their best player as well, and he's obviously out for the rest of the season. So fingers crossed they can get someone. I think they brought someone in from Burnley on loan. Yeah, is it Mellon? Is it Mickey Mellon's son, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, and he's meant to be a good player.
We had him on loan.
I think that's a bad mistake
Yeah.
from him. I think that's not going to go well.
It didn't work out for him at County.
No.
No, in honest, Derek Adams should have been on that phone and getting him back to Morecambe.
Was he at Morecambe, was he?
He was our star player.
Yeah.
No, and I just think going to Bradford is a huge mistake from him. I just don't think it's going to work out there at all.
No.
Just want to mention on the Andy Cook thing as well. I just really hope he can come back from it because obviously I saw a few things on Twitter and obviously it's 34 now, isn't it? So I hope it's not something that will obviously play an impact on his career because obviously he'll be finishing soon. He's at that age. Yeah. So I really do like Andy Cook as a player. I think he's a brilliant, brilliant player. So yeah, wishing him all the best. On here, I know it's the first thing I thought of when I saw this, Chris. Isaac Fletcher has left Spennymoor Town and joined Barrow AFC. Glad for him moving into the EFL, but gutted he's left. What a player he is. Loved him so much. I know he used to always pop up when I was reading your match reports, didn't he?
Yeah, he used to score. He was scoring all the time, wasn't he?
Yeah. Oh, no way. I heard he'd been playing with an ACL injury.
How would you do that?
I don't think that's true. That is. Yeah.
I was going to say.
Yeah, I mean, I've done my MCL, which is the medial collateral, which is the first one. And it's not as serious, and that's agony. So, like the ACL, unless he's trying to play on, as in, play on for like 10, 15 minutes or something.
That makes sense.
You kind of play through that.
No.
It's impossible.
Bloody hell. Any other standouts? I mean, Tranmere, we obviously mentioned Carlisle. Tranmere obviously won. I know they've been struggling recently. Swindon, Uncle Nick, bless him. They got beat 2-0, Notts County. Barrow 0, have a good team.
That Port Vale result's a good one because they've had a bit of trouble recently. Yeah. And obviously Doncaster are
doing well, aren't they?
Well, so.
Let's have a quick look now of the League 2 table. I will read it out and we'll move on. So, top of the table, we have Walsall on 52 points. Crewe Alexandra are second on 42 points. Salford City are third, also on 42 points. Port Vale are fourth on 41 points. In fifth, we have AFC Wimbledon on 40 points. Notts County is sixth, also on 40 points. And Doncaster Rovers are seventh on the same points. And then in the relegation zone, in 23rd, we have Morecambe on 20 points. And Carlisle United are bottom of League 2 on 18 points.
Do you know what? I realised, obviously, I knew Walsall were doing really well and they were top. I didn't realise that there were 10 points.
Yeah. I know.
I looked at the league tables on Monday, I think, and I was like, I remember us saying they're doing so well, and then look at me, no, they can't be doing that well. Having Stoke recalled the lad on loan that they had, that Walsall was banging all the goals.
Oh, yeah.
His name escapes us, but I think Stoke have recalled him. So obviously Stoke's got a new manager in Mark Robbins, and he wants to have a look at players. So it's Lewis Baker, I want to say. I might be completely wrong there, but he probably play against us on Saturday. So we got Stoke on Saturday. So. Fucking FA Cup.
I'll just put please Wimbledon or Notts replace Salford in the autos, please. He's put Nathan Lowe. What a baller. We'll quickly move on now. Not much in National League. But on
Great end.
I know.
No, I just out there.
I know. I mean, a good result for Eastleigh though. Obviously Oldham at the minute they've got a point against Oldham, and then Forest Green 1, Dagenham 1. And then table, I will just quickly read it out. So we have got York City are top on 51 points. Forest Green Rovers are second on 51 points. Barnet are third on 50 points. Gateshead are fourth on 47 points. Oldham Athletic are fifth on 44 points. Solihull Moors are sixth on 41 points. Dale are seventh on 39 points. But as you can see, we do have a few games in hand. And then bottom of the National League table, we have Maidenhead United. It was 21st on 23 points. AFC Fylde 22nd on 22 points. Boston United are 23rd on 15 points, and Absolutely United are bottom of the National League on 9 points. And then there's not much really. I mean, National League North, we've got Farsley 1, Rushall Olympic 3, and Warrington 1, Kings Lynn 2.
Russia, to be fair, Russia Olympic have picked up now. They've had a couple of good wins in the last week. Because didn't they beat Kidderminster Harriers a couple of weeks ago?
I'm pretty sure it was Kidderminster, yeah.
They were miles bottom now. I mean, I think they are still bottom, Russia, but they've definitely given themselves a chance again now. So, like, you never know. They might be hitting that form that they might need to stay in the league. But that winning, as far as they could be season defining in terms of, as far as they win that, they would have extended, that gap between them and the bottom four. So that was a huge win for them, on Saturday. So they'll make that continue for them.
And then Warrington 1, Kings Lynn 2. Any thoughts on that one, Ben?
Oh, it sounded like an amazing game, I've got to be honest. We do the old ants, like, it was like 6 red cards and that, about 17. Why wasn't everyone in Warrington on Saturday? What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
I know.
All deflected in off a tree for the winning goal.
Toby Adebayo rolling, just hugged.
Yeah.
Oh, funny. Chris has put as well, Rushall still bottom on goal difference. We will come to that now. So, National League North. Top of National League North, we have Curzon Ashton on 45 points. Kings Lynn Town are second on 45 points. Scunthorpe United are third on 44 points. Kidderminster are fourth on 43 points. Brackley Town, who Claire loves very much, are fifth on 40 points. Darlington are sixth on 39 points, and Buxton are seventh on 38 points. And then in the relegation zone, we have Radcliffe, who are 21st on 21 points. Marine are 22nd on 21 points. Needham Market are 23rd on 18 points. And Rushall Olympic are bottom of the table on 18 points. Let's have a quick look at the fingers. Aled has put, yes, Chester no longer in the playoffs. And he's put, stay out of it. We will move now to National League South. And as you can see, all home wins. Ben, would you like to talk about any?
Well, I mean, so obviously most teams are involved in the trophy and that, but some good wins in there. I mean, Enfield Town, again, picking up a huge result against Chelmsford. I think all goals came in the last 10 minutes, I think Enfield nicked one 82nd minute, Chelmsford got one 90th minute, and then late header got on the 3 points for Enfield, which they needed big time because, to be fair, the gap between the team outside, I think it's Welling at the moment, possibly, that's it, just Hemel. They're just outside relegation. I mean, it's 7 points between them and the bottom four. So Enfield really needed to win that in terms of, giving themselves a little bit of a chance. I think that bottom four now are really going to struggle, to be fair, because that gap is starting to open up already, even at this stage. So, it's not ideal at the moment. But, again, Dorking, I think they're starting to get some of their better players back as well. I mean, they scored early goal. I think it was after about 2 or 3 minutes. I think Jason Pryor got another goal for them against Bath City. And that's a good win for them in terms of that. The Bath have been on a good run they have the last 2 or 3 weeks. But I think they had won the first 2 or 3 games under new management because Darren Way's now gone in over Jerry Gill. So, I think, Mark White certainly be thinking now they can really have a good push now to go towards the top of the table, because that gap now is ridiculous. Now you think it's 4 points between first and seventh. It's unbelievable, and I love seeing us in that third place spot at the moment.
I was just about to say, do you want to talk to us about Maidstone at the minute? Because I mean, Capitals.
The Capitals in different colour. Honestly, it couldn't be any better at the moment. Look, we're on an absolutely incredible run at the moment. Ever since we last been in the podcast, we've won another 3 games, taking, I think that's now 6 wins on the trot. So we are now 4 months unbeaten in the league, 17 matches, which I think, if I'm right in thinking, I've heard a couple of people tell me this, that we're on the longest unbeaten run out of any club in the top 6 divisions right now, which is absolutely insane from where we were, after that 5-1 loss to Chelmsford.
Like that, Ben. I mean,
I know it's like Claire was going about what's the win. I'm going, what's a loss at the moment? So yeah, we know it's going to come to an end at some point, but look, you got to enjoy it while it lasts. I think that's 11 wins and 6 draws, like out of that 17. So we're not drawing loads and loads of games. And to be fair, a couple of those draws should have been turned into wins because we conceded some late goals. But yeah, look, we are. No. Can't have that, dude. Do you know what they are? They were so ordinary when we played Torquay. I don't think they're going to stay there. I really don't. I think it's Boreham Woods to lose now. I think, to be honest, the players they have signed now, they have got to win that league. I mean, obviously they've taken a couple of players that we would have wanted to keep hold of. I'm not going to have my rant. So. But yeah, I think, do you know what? The management of the players deserve so much credit. They do, for where they were, because George was under huge pressure. He was after that Chelmsford loss. It's true, Graham. I've had lots of pause. I think we all probably expected that might have been his last game in charge for us. To be honest, it wouldn't have surprised me. But do you know what? The owners have stuck by him, and they slowly grinded out. They knew that things weren't right, so they've adapted tactics. They brought some personnel in. All of them have actually mostly gone back to their clubs, and I'm so pleased for the likes of Anthony Papadopoulos, because had it not been for that rainstorm at Crawley-Cheltenham, he was starting that game, and we were pleased the fact that we'd sent him back and he was actually going to be playing, and that's the thing, we didn't want him to go back and be loaned out again to another non-league side. So I'm really pleased that he's back involved there because he deserves it. He was such a huge player for us, and it is a big loss to us, but he's Crawley's player, so we can't complain about it. But yeah, look, the only thing is, obviously, Saturday's game coming round, we haven't played for what would be near 10 days. So obviously, the players would have had a lot of time to recover, which is good. But at the same time, when you're winning games, you just want to keep on playing. But because of the situation we'd been in with losing 3 players on New Year's Eve, all forward players as well, it probably helps because we just wanted to get through that game against Welling. And now, we had a time to, I say try and bring some players in. We haven't brought anyone in yet. So I'm hoping we might just do the typical thing of announce it tomorrow, before the game. So yeah, look, we're in a good place. We've been talked about again. We were on the local news today. They were talking about our run, which doesn't happen very often. And we've got the guys from Location Football coming down on Saturday as well, which would be good to, give us a bit of extra coverage for the club as well. So it's going superbly at the moment, but we know we've got to strengthen, because if we don't strengthen, we won't stay where we are. So because that's the thing, the players that we're doing it now have gone on to bigger and better things. So yeah, no, it's right. Yeah, Matt Bentley was one of them. He's gone back there. Matt Rush has now gone to Boreham Wood, and obviously Paps has now gone back to Crawley. So that's 3 big players that we've lost, to be honest. But I believe in the management that they'll get the right players in, the right replacements in to keep us in there, because all we've got to do is just stay in and around that playoff area at least.
Yeah.
But the thing is, though, we could be having a completely different conversation in a week's time, because we could be sitting at top of the league. It's that tight at the moment that it really is anyone's game. It's going to be a case of who's going to slip up. And we had our blip at the start of the season. So now, a case of we will have another blip at some point. It's just a case of when. And hopefully Saturday won't be that, because we've got 2 of our next 3 games are winnable games for us. So, they're against sides in the bottom 4. So we'll see how we go. But, yeah, no, it's a great time to be a Stones fan again at the moment.
Oh, love that.
What's in for you?
I love that. Let's have another look at the table. Have another look. Just on Boreham Wood as well, Ben. Haven't they lost their striker today? Hasn't he signed for Barnet?
Yeah, but to be fair,
Yeah,
do you know what, though? The thing is, though, this is the thing. When Matt Rush got signed for Boreham Wood, I was thinking, do they really need him? Because that was their 6th striker now they've got.
Yeah.
So I thought they're going to have to get rid of someone, because we personally, being a spite as well, I thought they've just taken him off us because they didn't want us to have him, because we knew that we were becoming a threat. But, it's been annoying because he's actually gone and scored on a good scoring run since he left, really. But, yeah Love, was a big player for the National League. So, but, Barnet, with them chasing Football League and that, they needed probably a bit of experience and a big power man up top, which he is. So, yeah, I probably don't regret Boreham Wood. They must have made a little bit of money on him. So, yeah, let's see if they can stay around there. Luke Garrard's doing what Luke Garrard's done. If they'd stuck with him at the start of the season, I think they'd be clear right now at the top of that league. But, they are on the roll way back, and they are probably the side to stop at the moment, maybe apart from us at this moment in time, because I think Torquay will slip away at some point.
Yeah.
I just don't think they've got enough. They'll probably stay in the playoffs, I think, but I don't think they're going to win this league.
No.
I don't think they've got enough about them. So Boreham Wood, and again, we wouldn't rule Dorking out the equation with players coming back for them. So it might be going back down to those 3 teams that we talked about at the start of the season to win the league. So it's an exciting second half of the season, which I'm looking forward to being part of. We've just got to make sure we stay in and around there. It's going to be great for all of us.
Graham as well as Port. Next week, Ben might be the one asking the question. Shah, who's top of National League South?
Oh, no,
Never know.
Who knows? Long way to go yet.
Chris has mentioned as well today, Spennymoor have released a player and he's going to Australia. Defender
Australia or Spennymoor now, I'd rather be. That's no offence at all to live near Spennymoor, but I mean, -3 or whatever it is over in Australia. I think I'd be happy going over there.
The National League South table. So top we have Torquay United on 47 points. Boreham Wood are second on 46 points. Maidstone United are third on 45 points. Truro City are fourth on 45 points. Eastbourne are fifth on 44 points. Dorking Wanderers are sixth on 43 points. Worthing are seventh on 43 points. And then in the relegation zone, in 21st, we have Enfield Town on 18 points. St Albans City are 22nd on 17 points. Averley are 23rd on 16 points. And Weymouth are bottom of the National League South on 15 points. And Chris has put 30 degrees here in Melbourne today. Just on Chris as well, I forgot to mention, obviously, regarding Oldham before in the National League. Josh Stones has left and he's gone to obviously York now. So it's doom and gloom there. Conlon's injured, and I believe I've heard that Norwood's injured as well. So they have got a couple of injuries and departures at the minute, but I'm pretty sure that they'll bring in some other players older. Nothing to worry about. Don't worry. Even I'm picking you up, Chris. Nothing to worry about, and I'm your rival. And Luke has put, do we have to talk about the FA trophies? Yeah, we do. To get your match put in. I'm going to ask if there's any standouts, but I think a lot of you, even though obviously it was against a lower league team, you cannot underestimate now that top result. I mean, I know there's a bit of a difference in leagues, but 8-0, you've got to give them a little bit of credit, haven't you? 8.
Oh, yeah, definitely. 8-0.
Sittingbourne as well. Sittingbourne getting again, they're one of the lowest. Are they actually the lowest in that?
Yeah, they are the lowest ranked side. Yeah, no, that's obviously that was this big standout. They only stepped forward left, and it sounded like they thoroughly deserved it against Salisbury. And Ryan Maxwell's done a massive, great job down there at Sittingbourne. I think he's just signed another contract there as well. For them to be in the last 16 of the FA Trophy is something that their supporters would never believe. And that squad they have, they've got every right to be, in and around there. So, congratulations to Sittingbourne. We used to be old rivals with them, a good 10 years ago or so, and they've, they're having a fantastic run at the moment. So they still think second in their league at the moment. So, yeah, massive well done to them because they beat the side 2 divisions above. That's no easy feat at all.
Yeah, Gainsborough beating York as well. Obviously, York was flying, aren't they? Gainsborough's beating them.
Yeah, I think York put a weakened team up for that, though, I think they did rest a few of the big players, I think, for that one. They know that they need to focus on the league, which is fair enough, to be honest, in the position they're in. I think as well, Worthing beating Torquay 5-1 as well. That was something one we probably didn't see coming, actually. And if anyone's seen Mo Fowle's hat-trick, or at least his second goal as part of his hat-trick, have a watch. It was a brilliant goal from such a tight angle, sort of hard volley across goal off the inside of the post. It was a fantastic goal for them. But yeah, Torquay again will probably be sort of glad in a way to be out of the trophy because they'll want to focus on being top of the league. But don't think they probably plan to go down.
Altrincham as well.
Being on Barnet, yeah.
We've actually got Worthing in the next round as well. Worthing away. So it's written in the stars for Danny Cashman because he used to play for us on loan. It's written for him to score a goal. So just letting you all know. But yeah, we do have a couple of match reports. So I will read Chris's out first. He has put, so this is obviously Spennymoor wasn't able to go to Hampton due to illness, but 2 goals from Glenn Taylor sealed our Progressing to the next round, we have Boston United at home in the next round. I've got a little bit of a long one from Luke as well. Bless him. So he started a little bit ago, obviously, when we were having conversation, and he put, but we have had all negatives, I'm afraid. 5 players lost in January, 2 of them gone for fees, and 3 of them recalled. 3 of them were key players for us and got knocked out in the FA Trophy and lost to York. And then he has put his match report. Where's he? Right. So he has put Boston at home. First of all, we were at a different ground because due to the terrible weather, we played in Stockton, which is like 45 minutes away from our ground. And then he put, had to make the shortish trip up to Teesside to watch my favourite club get knocked out of the FA Trophy on a miserable, freezing, cold Saturday afternoon. Overall, the game was absolutely piss poor. I love that. I see that all the time. In both halves, doesn't help when the players are leaving left, right, and centre for fees, but we do that so we can survive financially as a club. That's the worst thing about it, isn't it? And then he's put, we've got Braintree at home on Saturday. That's if it's on. And then our bogey side, Halifax, who we have never won against ever. So it'll be a historic day if we win against them.
I wouldn't worry too much about it being on Saturday. It's got bloody no chance.
I know.
So cold.
Sides like that, like obviously with the National League ones, especially Gateshead, because obviously they have some very good players and they play some very good football. So obviously you have got EFL clubs obviously looking all the time at them. So it's sad, isn't it? But that's the world of football, isn't it? Unfortunately.
One of them went to one of them's gone to a League One side. I remember seeing it on Sky Sports News. And I looked up and Luke would be devastated.
Yeah. Any other standouts on this one?
Rochdale.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they're all pretty straightforward, aren't they? Obviously, apart from ours, but the other results, obviously, Oxford City 3. And then we've got Sutton United winning 1-0 against Tamworth, and then Woking 4, Radcliffe 0. To be honest, the Dale game, it was 0-0. We did control the game possession-wise, like we do. Didn't really create many chances, but it was one of them where it was quite a poor game, really. We just didn't create the chances. Obviously, they did a good job staying in the game. Stockton, they had a couple of chances as well. It went into a penalty shootout, the maddest penalty shootout. So it was crazy. It says there we won 4-3 on penalties, but it got to a point where we both scored our first penalty, and then my favourite, bless him, Ryan East. I think I jinxed him because he's one of them players I talk about him a lot.
I'm so sorry.
It's all right.
I'm sorry.
All right. I talk about Ryan East a lot. He plays a lot of games for us, the core of our midfield. You know, he's one of my favourite players. He actually got rested for this game, but then came on in the second half. And as soon as he came on that second half, I put on my Twitter, I put manifesting Ryan East goal. So obviously, then it came up a few minutes later. East had a shot inches wide, and then he had another shot inches wide, and then you get to the penalty shootout. Ryan East, one of our most consistent players, misses the penalty. It's like, right, fair enough. And then obviously they I can't actually let me get it up because it was that mad.
They had 2 match points there, didn't they?
They could have got they obviously could have won the game and then missed the penalty. Then they missed a couple of penalties after that. Their keeper then stepped up to take a penalty. Our keeper saved one as well. And yeah, it was just mental. We won.
They are bold at Stockton, haven't they? Big style. Like when they're like, wasn't it? There was they needed to score. Like I think Dale needed to score all of theirs. They needed just to score one. Dale scored theirs. They missed theirs, and then Dale.
Yeah.
So along those lines, wasn't it? It was just like a proper bottle job.
I'm glad you got through, Shah. And I'm sorry again about that.
No, don't worry. Yeah, Claire was that shocked But Ryan East didn't score. This is a shocker. This is what I mean. Even Claire was shocked.
For
She
once,
knows.
it wasn't a spider.
But yeah, it's one of them where obviously it's absolutely brilliant that we got through. And a lot of people, and there is a couple of our fans who are kind of dismissing the FA Trophy, but there is a lot more other fans, and even Jim McNulty, who's taking it really seriously, because even though it is the FA Trophy, it's still a trophy, and we've never won that. We're now through to the last 16. I'm not underestimating any of the teams in that at all, but we're obviously one of the bigger teams in that now, and we could actually have a chance of winning something here, and a day, even if not that, a day out at Wembley. So Jim McNulty is taking this very, very seriously, and I actually like that about him, to be honest. I really do, because there's some teams who obviously aren't doing that, but we're going for it, and I'm really happy with that. I think we've got a decent enough squad, and we've got squad depth to actually go for it. One thing I am a little bit concerned about, though, is Ian Henderson. He usually plays in these kind of games, and it was nowhere, obviously, wasn't in the squad at all. So I'm wondering whether he's injured or whether he was just a bit poorly or something, because obviously all illnesses are going around, aren't they, at this time of year? So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, Hendo's okay, because obviously it is his last season. So yeah, hopefully he's okay. But yeah,
what a way for it if he goes and scores the winner at Wembley in the trophy final.
Imagine.
I can see why people don't take it seriously. I'm going to be dead honest. When we were in the Conference North and the conference, I absolutely hated it. I wanted us to get knocked out straight away every time. Like, I didn't even go to the matches. Like, I just don't like it.
You know, you get interested in it when you get to sort of the last 16 quarterfinals. That's when it starts to get interested. You either want to get knocked out in the first round, or you want to get all the way to the final. That's the thing for me with that competition. I do like the FA Trophy, but I get what you mean, Claire. It is a bit of, it's not got the same glamour as the FA Cup, has it? Let's be honest. But it is a day out of Wembley. That's the thing I always look at. We've had quarterfinals a couple of times, but never got to Wembley. So, you know, again, that's not going to happen this year.
I think for like someone like us, though, who obviously in the FA Cup, and we've had our fair few really good draws and things like that, but we know we have no chance. We literally don't really have that much money. We were punching at League One. So actually get to a level now where we're winning games, we're actually doing well in the league when we do play. But to obviously to have a chance of actually winning something, and even though it's not, like you said, it's not like the FA Cup, it's not the most glamorous, but we've never ever won anything. So to be able to win something, we don't get that. So that's why I think some of our fans are like really up for it and really want it. And yeah, I'm hoping. I'm not going to say we are, because obviously Worthing, I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh yeah, we're going to go to Worthing and we're obviously National League team and we're going to do this and that, because at the end of the day, they're a very, very good team, and they're really doing really well at the minute. So I think it's just nice to actually still be like in it and stuff. So yeah,
Do you know what's funny though? There's only two teams I think that have beaten Worthing at their ground this year, us and Morecambe. I think they're the only teams that have done it.
You know, we're going to fail that now. Pressure. We couldn't beat Ebbsfleet. I'm still salty about that. Oh, funny. But yeah, I'm quite chuffed. Anne?
Yes.
Dale.
Yes.
Up the Dale.
Up the Dale.
Up the Dale. They'll beat Worthing. We'll be fine. Don't worry.
Yeah.
But yeah, absolute ball pod, Wembley day out cheering on Dale. I'm not getting too chuffed yet. Like I said, we've got to go to Worthing first. We've got to carry it on. I'm not one of them fans. I'm not. Promise. But yeah, that is the end of a football chat. And yeah, it's been really good chat tonight. I feel like we've covered the Championship really well as well. With obviously Marcus coming on. We spoke about Hull. We don't really speak about them, do we? And it's nice to have different fans on, isn't it, for a change as well, to kind of see their point of view. But yeah, end of a football chat. Anne, where can everybody find you if you want a bit more Ant in their lives, which everyone does, especially for your rants?
Yeah. Ant's rants, 20 quid a pop. Just Ant _Watson at Twitter. I will be joining Blue Sky at some point this week, so I'll send me
Ooh,
link. I
excited.
think I'm going to come off Twitter because it's a bit.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, it's a little bit boiling, and I don't like it at the moment. At the minute, _Watson. I can't remember the other ones. So, but if you want to follow the only Sunderland fans dedicated podcast to Sunderland women, it is at Howie Pod, and you'll get even more rants, especially on Monday at 8:30 when I shall be going mental about the Blackburn debacle. So there we are. Cheers.
Claire, where can everyone find you?
I am on Twitter for now, Claire_Jeffs. Also debating coming off it because I cannot stand all this Elon Musk shite that's going on.
Oh yeah, it's too
Like,
much.
I'm not interested in that. Why is it all over my Twitter? Like, stay in your own lane, Elon, and leave us the fuck alone.
Just let us stream on Twitter because we are live right now on there.
Up yours, dickhead.
We were all thinking it.
I love it. Ben, where can everybody find you?
I can find me Ben Stones FC1 on Twitter. I can't see myself going to Blue Sky just yet, but I have thought about it a couple of times, to be fair. So it does sound like it's more peaceful in there now these days.
That's all I want. I'm 38. I'm too old to get involved in embroiled in arguments. You know what I mean? I just want to get old in peace.
No, positive vibes, everyone. Come on, positive vibes, innit? We don't like arguing. Just want a nice, easy, chilled life. Jen, where can everybody find you?
I am Jen _. Didn't know what was that. Jen Hunt _ on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. You can follow me on there. It will be full of stuff on Saturday at Chelsea away. So I cannot wait to be up at 6 o'clock and not get back to
have an amazing time.
Jen, at least that game won't get called off, Jen. You'll be fine with that one. I think they'll remember to put the covers on.
It won't get called off because they have actual.
I wonder if they've got like heating like they had at Spurs. That was mental. That
they will have, they'll have something like that, yeah. Because we've got like it's not nowhere near as good as that, but we've got the heat thing on the pitch and that, so they will have that. Chelsea, I'm sure it'll be fine. But yeah, I get to see, hopefully they put any side Chelsea's going to put out because they've got two different teams, haven't they? But any side they put out is going to be mint. But I hope, I get to see.
Yeah, it was. It was funny in Derek's press conference today. Derek Adams just being sassy. Derek Adams said they have £208 billion worth of players. I don't know which team I'm putting out yet. I don't know if I'm going to rotate my team like they rotate theirs. We have 23. Don't think that's happening. But on the Chelsea thing, obviously Stu Moore is out injured. Our number one goalkeeper, so Harry will be in goal. But the biggest news is one of the academy lads who is 18, he's a goalkeeper, will be on the bench for Chelsea.
Oh, I love that.
And I just think, as an 18-year-old, going to a Premier League club like that, the experience that he's going to get from that is just going to be incredible for him. So I'm so excited to see what he's going to be.
That's amazing.
And you know what as well, and this is what makes it, I still stand by that it's the greatest cup competition in the world, as much as the FA are trying their best to ruin everything. Surprises happen in the FA Cup. It's 11 versus 11. Yes, it might be a better 11 against Morecambe's 11, but surprises can happen. You never know. Bradford did it a few years ago.
Look at Ben smiling.
look at Maidstone. Yeah, you know what I mean?
He's doing it again now.
It can happen. I really hope it. I hope it does. I hope
I can't compete it, mate.
Yeah, exactly. I just hope he's had the best time. Same with Rebecca going to Liverpool. So I know she's been so excited. I just hope he's both have like a most wonderful day because that's what it's all about, really.
Yeah. I'm going to be slightly jealous, James. You've got the dream tie I wanted.
It's a Palace.
It was obviously we were meant to play in COVID, but we never did because of COVID. So it's like we finally get to go and be at the ground and experience it. And I just think even if we don't win, my co was speaking to Rebecca a couple of days ago and she went to pick up a Liverpool tickets. She was just like, even if we don't win, it's just the experience of of being there, and I've done it with Spurs, and I'm sure Chelsea will just be as good. So I can't wait.
You've been quite lucky though, haven't you? Because you've had Spurs and Chelsea in like the last 2 or 3 years, both away from home. Like that's absolutely mental. There's like 2 away days everyone wants to do as like a lower league fan. So you basically are living every lower league fan's dream right now.
Yeah, I think after this season as well, I think Chelsea is going to be a day for us to remember and an experience with obviously the players. Like the players are fans as much as they play for us. They are huge Premier League fans. They all watch the game. So I think for them being at that pitch and seeing it and seeing some of the players, even if they don't play some of the first team, whoever does play, I think it'll be a great experience for everyone involved.
You're going to be playing international players no matter what 11 they put out. I mean, they put like a different 11 out in Europe, don't they? So it doesn't matter who they put out. You're going to be seeing some top quality players. So I really hope, even if you just get a goal, that'll do, wouldn't it?
Yeah, one goal
early score.
We scored at Spurs. If we can score at Chelsea, I'll be more than happy with that.
Jen, will you promise as well, so you're enjoying yourself, you spare a thought for me watching us at home to Stoke?
Yeah.
For the third time this season. We've played Stoke, right? We've played Stoke 3 times in 26 days, and all 3 occasions will have had a different manager. So there you go.
Wow.
Oh Christ, I'm going, but I really don't want to.
Oh my God.
Oh, Jen, take loads of videos and pictures and everything, and we'll put it on TikTok and make a vlog.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a little vlog on Saturday and get it all together and send it over, and you can all see me enjoying my day out at Chelsea.
Yeah.
Love that.
It's like -5 degrees, but it's fine.
Oh, love that. And if anybody wants to follow me, I am SharXRAFC. That is on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. I've been using TikTok a little bit more, doing some little crazy ones. So if you want to follow me on there, please do. Fair Game 2 stuff is Rochdale HGT. One thing I did want to promote as well, obviously WSL at the minute, they have had a little bit of a break, but we have had a fan I can't say, is it a compilation? Compilation. Honestly, I'm really bad. I was practicing saying it before because Sam asked me to promote this. I was like, yeah, no problem, but I can't say that word. But if nobody has watched it, please do, because there is some amazing fans and people who obviously love WSL and all things women's football on there. It's really, really interesting as well. So please go and check that out. Freya and the team have worked really hard getting fans from all different parts of the WSL to give their view on it. So please do that. And of course, the main socials. This is where you want to follow. Obviously, we have had a lot of new people in tonight. We've had a lot of people watching. It's amazing. We have had over 1,426 people are in at the minute watching us. So thank you so much for that. We really appreciate it.
Yeah,
I know. I can't believe you stuck with us. Thank you.
The trainers is on. Get that on.
I know. But we are the Absolute Football Podcast, and we did actually win a Football Content Creator Award for Best New Content Creator, which we are absolutely proud of, and we couldn't have done that without you all. So thank you so much. We are Absolutely Premier League on a Tuesday. We are Absolutely Women's Football on a Wednesday. And we are Absolutely Lower League on a Thursday, where we cover the EFL Championship, League 1, League 2, Vanarama National League, and the Vanarama National League North and South, FA Cup, FA Trophy. Just a bit of everything, to be honest. Whatever you want to talk about, we cover it. But on X, I called it X. I just gave myself the ick. On Twitter, we are Absolute Ball Pod. Pretend you didn't hear that. On Twitter, we are Absolute Ball Pod. On YouTube and Twitch, we are Absolute Football Podcast. On TikTok, we are Absolute Football Pod. On Instagram, we are Absolute Football Podcast _. On Blue Sky, we are Absolute Football. And on Facebook, we have an Absolute Football Podcast. And yeah, once again, I just want to thank each and every person for coming in tonight, because there's been a lot of new ones. But of course, it's not just about new ones. It's about everybody who stuck with us throughout the whole journey. Thank you for coming in week out, supporting us. It wouldn't be the same without you all. And yeah, thank you very much. And good evening and ta-ta for now. Bye, everyone.